Western 4 Sports presents the Western Hockey League. Tonight, from Queen's Park Arena in New Westminster, it's the New Westminster Bruins and the Lethbridge Hurricanes. A team from the prairies in town tonight to play the New Westminster Bruins. Hello, hockey fans. I'm Dan Russell. It's a division in which the Bruins have struggled against this year. They only have one victory against teams from the East, but it's a club they're playing tonight which they should have some success against if they play well. The Bruins lately have been playing up and down. 3 wins in their last 5 games and a couple of losses, including 7-6 last night. It just seems the Bruins have to work so much harder for their victories in the month of January than they did back in October, at least according to Pat Bingham.
Yeah, I think it's true that it's a really tight division. You know, we're in the middle of the season. Everyone knows what everyone's got, and it just takes hard work to win. It's a really tight division, like I said, and you got to work hard every night just to win a game. You
guys were in maybe better shape than all the other clubs at the start of the year. Have the other clubs caught up? Exactly.
I think, you know, with the presence of John Van Horlick at the beginning of the season, everyone was just primed and ready to go. He had us in great shape. And, you know, we're mid-season now, and teams have caught up. I think, you know, everybody's in equal shape right now, and it's just a dogfight right to the end.
How is the character in the dressing room?
We have lots of character in our room. You know, we're suffering a little bit bringing in some young guys, but we got a lot of leadership and a lot of character players, and that's what's going to win for us at the end.
All right, finally, what do you expect from Lethbridge tonight, a team that has struggled this year?
I don't really know too much about Lethbridge. I know that they're at the bottom, and we need every point we can get, so we're primed and ready for tonight, I think.
Pat Bingham had the game-winning goal in overtime a couple of nights ago for the New West Bruins. That was their last victory. We now welcome to our telecast our color commentator, Bill Wilms, and we see Lethbridge tonight. What are you expecting from the Hurricanes?
Well, they've had a tough start to this road trip. Their loss Friday night and last night, it makes this game just that much tougher for them. But they're running into a Bruin team that looks like they're just about to turn things around the last 4 or 5 games, so they should have problems tonight.
All right, let's isolate some of the key areas. What's the keys to win tonight for both hockey clubs?
Well, we're giving Lethbridge the edge in goaltending. They're coming in here with a kid by the name of Jeff Ferguson, who really is ranked 3rd overall in draftable goaltenders, and that's him on the screen there. He did play the All-Star game just a couple nights ago in Kamloops, so we do give the edge to the Lethbridge club. Bruins having a little bit of problems in goal right now. In fact, Coach Van Horlick not too sure who to put in net before tonight's game. He was kind of at the coin toss stage.
And I think they're going to settle on Ray Woodley. How about defensive play? Well, let's check offensive play first. Who do you give that to?
Well, we got to give that to the Bruins. You know, with Barnes and LeBrun leading the hockey club, and they have been putting the puck in the net. They've been putting it in the net quite regularly, although we want to mention that we'll probably get a look at Sean LeBrun on defense tonight. The Bruins running into defense problems have put the veteran back on the blue line, and I understand he responded very well last night with 2 power play goals, so we look for him to play some defense.
Well, he is the kind of guy that could probably look pretty good back there. He sure plays it tough when he has to.
He leads the team in hits, Dan, and I think that's the one area the Bruins have not played particularly well. That's defensively in their own zone.
All right, let's look at the defensive play now and see where Bill is going to put the X there.
Well, we give that a toss-up. We're giving Lethbridge one of the checks in this. The Lethbridge team led by number 22. Somebody keep your eyes on there as we get a look, first of all, Steve Jaques. You know, here's a kid playing defense for the New West Bruins. Keep your eyes on him tonight. That's plus 15 going into the hockey game. And for a defenseman to be plus 15 on a team that's given up a lot of goals is pretty good. Rob Krause leads the Lethbridge team. Possible first-round draft choice. Pretty good hockey player.
All right, our next category coming up on the screen is physical play. I got a feeling you're going to go with the home team here.
Well, you got to look long to not to discount the Bruins. They do play well physically, and I think right there, Jayson More, number 7. You know, he can play physically with the best of them. And if Jason's keeping his penalty minutes down and hitting the way he can hit, I got to give the edge in the physical play to the Bruins. And incidentally, Lethbridge is a small club.
Yeah, and they don't play a lot like the other Eastern teams, which do bump around. Maybe that illustrates why they're where they are in the standings. Next category is special teams, and boy, have the Bruins struggled in that area about a week ago, but I think they've come on a little bit in the last few days.
Bill Gregoire has made a big difference to this hockey club on defense. He has scored 3 goals, 2 of them on the power play. He's anchored the Bruin power play. Unfortunately, folks, he's not playing tonight. At least we don't think he is, but he's helped their power play, and we give this one a toss-up. We think that both teams are about equal in specialty areas.
All right, a couple more categories. Experience, I think, has to go with the home team, too.
Well, we'll see where the X falls up there. There it is, New West, and really they are a team actually quite laden in experienced hockey players. This Lethbridge club doesn't have a 20-year-old on the hockey club, and that speaks a lot for youth.
Not only that, but they don't even have a drafted player in their lineup as well. Momentum. Oh, boy, this is the one we always argue about. Who are you going to give momentum to tonight?
I'm giving it to the Bruins. I really think that with 3 wins in their last 4 games and Lethbridge coming in here with 2 losses, I can't see anybody getting that advantage except the Bruins tonight. Bruins
have to play well tonight. This is a team they should beat.
Boy, it's almost a must game for them. I mean, really, they have no business losing this hockey game tonight. If they do, I think their trouble might be bigger than we think it is. That's not to put that much extra pressure on them, but it really, honest to goodness, means a game they should win.
All right, Bill, look forward to your comments throughout the night. It's the Lethbridge Hurricanes and the New Westminster Bruins here at Queen's Park Arena. Stand by. We have the first period coming up when we return with more hockey on Western 4 Sports following this message.
Serving the communities of New Westminster, Surrey, Langley, Fort Langley, and Aldergrove, this is Western 4 Community Television.
Welcome back to Queen's Park Arena. Dan Russell with Bill Wilms. We're getting set for the start of the first period. Lethbridge and the New Westminster Bruins, and we're going to have a quick look at the goaltenders for tonight's game. Bill?
Ray Woodley starting in nets, as we said before on a pregame show, Dan. He's on the right on your screen there. He's played the majority of the games, 14 wins, 15 losses, and 4 ties. And over on the left side of your picture, we have Jeff Ferguson, a kid with
a wireless microphone. And tonight we have put it on the game official, Ken Wheeler. The referee for tonight's game, Brent Frizzell and Shane Heyer, are the linesmen. So from time to time, you'll hear comments associated with the referee and maybe to him, and hopefully it's family-oriented as we get underway here at Queen's Park Arena. The New West Bruins shooting left to right with Hawes putting it wide of the net. That went off his skate. They're in the white uniforms. That's Scott Rawson with the puck, and here's Lethbridge in red, controlling the puck for the first time tonight with Heisey at center ice, putting a long shot in on Woodley, and right away we see the Hurricanes make a line change. So we'll see if their coach, Blaine Galbraith, does a little line matching tonight, or tries to on the road. Hawes in the corner. He bumps at Basson, kicks the puck free for a moment. It ends up on the stick of Krause for the Hurricanes. He sweeps it around the boards to Kelly Enns. Enns trying to get possession, cannot. Rawson has the puck in the corner, slides it to the open corner. Getting it there is Kelvin Wiltshire, number 18 for the Hurricanes. Here's Moore getting the loose puck. Had a chance to shoot. Instead, he passes off to LeBrun. Long shot. Doesn't reach the net. Puck loose. Hawes takes a shot. Goes wide of the net. Comes to Jay Moore as the Bruins put on some early pressure here. Moore on the far boards. Takes a bit of a bump. Hurricanes try to get the puck out. They are unsuccessful in doing so. Mark Kuntz, the one-time New West Bruin, knocks it off the boards, and it's picked up by Kelly Enns, who shoots it in. Moore leaves the puck for Stu Sage, and they start back the other way. Minute and a half gone, scoreless first period. Bingham takes a pass off the boards. Now back the other way. Leahy had it for a moment. Bingham takes it off his stick. Bingham putting on the brakes, drops it back for Stu Barnes. The Bruins complete their line change. Barnes lost the puck, and here comes the Hurricanes, 2 of them through center ice. Putting the puck on the boards is Wheatcroft. There's a chance in front, saved by Woodley. Puck still sitting there, and it's intercepted by Barnes, who one-hands it out to center ice. Picked up there by Cal Knibbs, over to Barnes. Turns at the blue line. Barnes, nice little pass behind Gregoire, but a nice idea by Barnes, who gets the puck back again. Puts it to the corner, getting it there is Berthelsen. Knocked it right beyond the net. Bingham. Bingham puts it in front of the goal. Banging away at the puck are the Bruins. Barnes and Knibbs and Bingham all in front there, but they're unable to get a shot on goal. Back the other way. Here's a chance for Ruff. His shot is stopped by Woodley. Big rebound, and Woodley sweeps that one away as well. We have good action here in the first 2.5 minutes. Lethbridge and New Westminster scoreless as it's held in. No, it's not. Kuntz could not hold it in at the blue line. I think that might be our first whistle.
It is our first whistle, and it's really important that Ray Woodley come up big in goal tonight. And here is the first real good save he makes. It's not so much what he does with that puck before the save, it's what he does after he makes that save, as he clears it right into that corner beautifully. And you know, Ray, I think by his own admission, would admit he didn't play a very good hockey game last night in Seattle. And so it's important from a team standpoint that he come up with some big saves early in the game, and he's on his way to doing that.
Rennie, Young, and Spenrath, the forward line for New Westminster. No score in the hockey game. the Hurricanes in red coming out of their own zone. It's Greg Leahy. He shoots it in. Puck ends up out of play over here on the left boards, and they'll get a new puck and drop it in the New Westminster territory to the left of Woodley.
The first 3 minutes of this period has definitely, the pace has been dictated by the Bruins. No question about it. They've come out of their end beautifully when they've had the puck, and they've had a good amount of forechecking. And I think the first 3 minutes of this hockey game tonight have been quicker than any of the game that we saw here a week ago against Victoria.
It's Ken Wheeler, the referee, who we mentioned earlier, has a wireless microphone on him, and as I mentioned, we'll have that turned up from time to time during points of interest of this hockey game, which has been interesting to start with, and a good pace. 3 minutes gone, scoreless first period, and Sean LeBrun on defense. Knocks it off the boards a couple of times, finally lugs it out. Here's LeBrun going in over the line, tries to center it, doesn't get to Steve Young, and back come the Hurricanes. Their top lines on the ice right now, Heisey, Bosch, and Black, as a shot into Bruin territory. Woodley leaves it there for LeBrun. He starts back the other way. Is it easy to make that transition, Bill, from forward to defense?
I don't think in Sean LeBrun's case it's that much of a problem at all. He's a physical player to begin with. We say he leads the team in hits. He likes to get back there and muck it up, and he has showed great skills coming out of his end with the puck that time.
Jay Moore has the puck for New Westminster behind the net. A little bit of traffic there. It's taken off his stick by Wiltshire, controlling it for Lethbridge. His passer shot in front of the net. They scored on the rebound. It was knocked in by Kelly Enns, who scores it. You can hear the referee say it was knocked in the net. I don't think Kelly Enns was even looking at the net when the puck went in, but he scores with his back to goal, and the Hurricanes lead 1-0.
Oh, a little bit of a problem with guys being allowed to wander around in their own zone there now and finding a loose man that's open. But you're right, number 12, Kelly Enns, in the front of the net, at the front of the net, in all kinds of traffic, just turned around and backhanded it. Although he is a big kid at 6'2", he's maybe a little tough to move out from in front of the net, but he can't be allowed to stand in there, turn around with his back to the play, and shuffle the puck in.
1-0 Lethbridge. We'll wait for the announcement on the goal. It's definitely Kelly Enns' goal, and we'll see who gets the assists as the Hurricanes score the first goal tonight. Here's Jaques for the point.
First goal scored by number 12, Kelly Enns, assisted by number 18, Calvin Wilshire. The time, 3:53.
There's Hawes taking the shot. Doesn't reach the net. Back the other way comes Lethbridge. 3 of them through center ice. Leading the way is Basson. Knocked off his stick. And the Bruins get possession in the center ice area. 1-0 Hurricanes. 4.5 minutes gone. First period. Sage on the far boards. Battling with Kraus. Puck is put in New West territory. Back for it is Troy Arndt. Recent acquisition of the Bruins. Puck got away from him, and his shot out of play there at the Bruin bench. First ever meeting between these two clubs. Lethbridge Hurricanes, having moved from Calgary, where they were known as the Wranglers for the past number of years. We're going to have a look at that goal again from another angle as you look at the goal scorer. Close up, Kelly Enns.
Well, we'll follow the puck there in front of the net. Again, it looked like Arndt was the only one close to Enns, the puck carrier. Maybe could have done a little better job, but sometimes it's tough to get that man in front of the net if you just don't know where the puck is. But you can never make a mistake in knocking the man down and in knocking him on his can.
Here is Barnes bringing in over the line. Quick shot. Ferguson turns it aside. Ferguson plays the bulk of the Lethbridge goal. Barnes steals it behind the net. Centering pass. Backhand shot. Slides wide by Cal Knibbs. Knibbs 17 to the puck in the corner. And we should mention Knibbs has been playing very good hockey the last few games as the Hurricanes start out with Jason Ruff in over the blue line. This is Leahy in front of the goal trying to get a shot away, number 10. And it just got away from him. Bingham misses a long pass. Race for the puck. Ferguson, the goalie, sweeps it around the net. Cal Knibbs for New West gets to it there as he takes a jolt from Berthelsen. Knibbs and Bingham working on the corner. Barnes behind the net trying to get the puck there. Knibbs from the face-off circle. Centering pass. Quick shot goes wide of the net by Bingham. Nice pass by Knibbs to find Bingham in front. Moore sneaking in. Takes the pass. Goes behind the net. Trying to center it. Now the other way. Still trying to find a man in front. Puck gets away from him a bit. Barnes controls to the corner. Here's LeBrun from the point. Low, hard shot turned aside. The Hurricanes in trouble, and they knock it off the boards and ends up going out of play. here in the first period. It is 1-0 in favor of Lethbridge over New Westminster.
All the lines the Bruins have sent out to this point in this hockey game have done a good job checking, a good job of creating opportunities in the Lethbridge end. And that line that just went off the ice there with Knibbs, Bingham, and Barnes, again, a good job. Some good plays out of the corner of the rink by Kalvin Knibbs to get the puck. We have a breakaway here.
There's a chance for the Hurricanes. Scores! Mark Gregg takes the loose puck, skates in from the blue line. And does this have visions of deja vu from a week ago, Bill?
Well, the Victoria team came in here and got off to a 3-0 start just as quick as make your head spin. And here I think it's Steve Young that loses the puck right along the center ice area, actually just in front of the Lethbridge bench. Maybe we can get a better look at that, because it was a clear-cut breakaway chance. Maybe Woodley a little deep in his net. I don't know exactly where that puck ended up going in.
Mark Gregg, the goal scorer, probably unassisted. The time of the goal is 6:14. 2-0 Hurricanes. Long shot. Woodley stops that with little difficulty. Gregoire. His pass goes astray. Bruins have themselves in a hole again against the team tied for last in the East.
Number 17, Mark Gregg, assisted by number 4, Mark Kuntz. The time, 6:14.
Kuntz takes another shot. Gregg has the puck. Another penalty, or a penalty coming up, rather. Not another one. This is the game's first one. A holding penalty.
Can't hold
Stops
the stick.
the
You
play.
know that as well as I do.
Ken Wheeler says whoever the penalized Bruin is, and I think it's
Spenrath. And you could see that. No, he's calling it on Arndt. And that's who it was in front of the net. Arndt had a real good grab on a stick, and he just as much told him he can't do that.
Number 19, Troy Arndt. 2 minutes for holding. The time, 6:54.
Well, the shot did go right between the goalkeeper's legs on that one.
The Bruins have had some tough nights in goal lately, and it's got to be a coach's nightmare when the pucks are going through legs and finding a way to get in it every which way. Now we see the Hurricanes' first power play. They lead the game 2-0, and the Bruins, you wouldn't think, could afford to allow a quick power play goal here. They want to keep themselves out of pretty deep trouble. They trail 2-0. Let's see what the Hurricanes do with the man advantage. They put the puck in. Chasing it there is Heisey. Bruins save, cuts right across from net, and a fine save by Woodley on the quick shot by Bosch, who found the loose puck. And Woodley had to be sharp as Sage cut right in front of his own net. Here's Rawson. In over the line. Takes a shot. Oh, good save by Ferguson. He had to be sharp to stop that one. Here's Wheatcroft losing it. Sage puts it to the corner. Takes a bit of a jolt afterwards. Hurricanes get possession and they start out. Darren Stolk avoiding a check. Over here to Jayson More, who can shoot the puck to get some room. Lost it. Try to get it back. LeBrun gets it, flips it out to center ice. 49 seconds left in the penalty. 2-0 Hurricanes. They bring it in over the line with Leahy. He fell. LeBrun gets it, knocks it down the ice. Lethbridge unable to set up, Bill. Here they come out of their own zone this time. Krause. Pass over to Leahy. Back for Krause. Into the corner it goes. Ruff centering it. Holds it. Back to the point. Gets it back again. He shoots, and the block is made by Gregoire. A gutsy move as the puck goes out of play. But Gregoire made a nice block.
I wonder if we can have a look at that again, because you'll see part of the penalty killing that your team does run into is when you don't hold the box properly and you end up with two Bruins even colliding. The two top point men that are on the covering the points run into each other, and Bruins almost ended up with 3 players on the ice. Here, watch these two guys bump into each other right there. They take themselves out of the play, and he's allowed to walk right in. And, you know, he gets some pretty good scoring chances. There, right there. Both of them fall down right in the center ice area. And, boy, that'll kill you every time. They'll give up a chance on the net pretty quick.
Nice to see Gregoire block that shot.
He's played very, very well for this hockey club since he's joined them. And it's good to see him playing. We weren't sure whether he, in fact, would be playing out there tonight. He is hurt.
LeBrun ties up the puck on the boards with Kelly Enns. Enns, a second-year player. was part of that team in Calgary last year as the Wranglers. We're going to look at that goal one more time.
I'd like to see if that a little bit further back. I don't know. I mean, that's obviously the end of it. I don't know how he ends up getting that free puck at the blue line to get that much scoring chance, that much scoring ice room to move into the Bruin end the way he did.
2-0. Lethbridge leads it. Penalty's over now. Bruins back at full strength as they weather that storm, or hurricane, if you will. Jay Moore on the boards, gets a face-off, stops the play. Kelly Enns opened the scoring at 3:53, and then Mark Gregg scored at 6:14. That is Peter Berthelsen.
There's a guy that only had one goal all last year for the hockey club, and that's one of the Lethbridge problems this year, is they just don't have enough goal scorers.
Long pass to Bingham. Brings it in over the line. Nice pass to Barnes. Holds, waits. Return pass. Bingham cannot collect it. And back comes Terry Black out to center ice, but no further. Bingham lost it there for a moment. Bosch gets it back through center ice. Now in over the blue line with Heisey. His shot. Oh, and Woodley stopped it, but not with a lot of confidence. Went off his glove into the corner at a funny angle. Heisey trying to center it. Knibbs gets it for New Westminster. Now the quick pass to Barnes and over the line. Off his stick. Now it's controlled by Mark Gregg. Gregg is used on a fourth line. Put it in. It's offside. 10:02 to go in the first period. It's 2-0 in favor of the Hurricanes.
You do get the feeling the Bruins getting themselves a little bit in the hole. They certainly don't want to give up 2 goals and trail early in the hockey game, but really at this point I certainly feel that 2 goals is just not going to beat this hockey club tonight. I'm very, very confident that the Bruins will come up with their 4, 5, 6 goals even tonight. I think they're gonna have no problem putting the puck in the net, but they certainly can't give up many more.
Here's the Bruins in over the line, but it's offside. And we get a few whistles here in the first period. Lethbridge played last night and also on Friday night. They lost 5-2 in Victoria last night and 10-3 to open up a 3-game Western swing on Friday night. That was in Kamloops.
Get a look at Steve Young, big kid. He goes 6'3", of 200 pounds. Played for the Fort Saskatchewan Traders in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. One of the newest acquisitions for the Bruins. And incidentally, Dan, a player that gives the newest Bruins this year 8 rookies.
And they got him on a line with Rennie and Spenrath. Rennie's played quite a bit better lately. We'll see what this line does tonight. They had a chance here for a moment, but back comes Lethbridge. Quick shot, stopped by Ray Woodley. That was Jim Wheatcroft.
Hey, fellas, that's all.
Shot that one. The coach of the Lethbridge Hurricanes is Blaine Galbraith, who's only 28 years old, and he's been in minor hockey for a long time, and he's making quite a jump, Bill.
That is a big jump from minor hockey into the Western Hockey League, and he replaced Glenn Hocker December 7th of last year, and I wonder how he's enjoying that big jump.
I'm talking to him quickly before the game. He says he's been frustrated at times because that's a struggling hockey club, to be sure. And he's hoping to get to know as much about the team this year and maybe get a quick playoff spot at the end and then come back stronger next year. But that's the wish of a lot of junior clubs lower in the standings. 9 minutes to go in the first period, which so far has been kind of even territorially, but Lethbridge has scored the only 2 goals. Now they're called for icing the puck, and the faceoff will originate back in Hurricane territory.
It appears the Bruins have lost just a little bit of the jump that they had when they came out to start with, and that'll often happen when you fall behind 2-0.
That's Mark Kuntz, a former Bruin, who we'll talk to in the first period intermission. He was traded in the Bill Gregoire trade.
I wonder how he feels going from a Memorial Cup championship team last year to a pretty solid hockey club early in the year, one that was ranked in the top 2 or 3 in Canada, down to a last place hockey club. I'm sure those are some of the questions that you'll be asking him.
Jay Moore has the puck off the face-off, puts it to the corner. Sage, Hawes, and Rawson up front for New Westminster. Hurricanes nicely come out of their own zone.
Great action. I'd like to see that again.
Bassin's shot goes off the blocker of Woodley, off the glass to the corner. Battle for the puck there. Bruins get possession for a moment. Now coming out of the corner, shot, and Bassin is stopped by Woodley as he wound up from real deep. Here's another chance at the side. Oh, and Woodley now gets the puck underneath him. Some great action around there as the Hurricanes come very close. That was Mark Bassin on the second time, and Kel Wiltshire in that big slap shot.
And that entire offensive resulted from a great come out of their own zone. This is the way you come out of your zone. Watch the hit right there. That eliminates one man. There's your second hit. You create a loose puck in your own zone, and out they come. And that just resulted in some good scoring chances. But that is what good hockey teams will do. They'll make those 2 good hits in their own zone. They'll gather that loose puck up, head man it, and out you go. Boy, that doesn't look like a last place hockey club playing in a visiting team rink in that little sequence.
And Woodley had to be sharp to stop the Hurricanes from making it 3-0. I thought maybe Wiltshire, instead of taking that big slap shot from about 12 or 15 feet out, a nice wrist shot might have found a corner.
Well, when you take that stick back with a big slap shot and you telegraph it, it definitely gives the goalkeeper a chance to set it up, make the save on you. That's big Shane Heyer, the linesman, and he's about 6'6". What a kind of view he gets from up there. There's a good breakout.
Barnes collects the puck in center ice, puts it into Hurricane territory. Knibbs follows up, puck loose, Bruins get possession. Troy Arndt had it for a moment, lost it, back quickly comes Lethbridge. They're skating well here in the first period. Arndt has the puck, knocks it out to center ice. 8:05 to go in the opening period. 2-0 for the team in red from Lethbridge, Alberta. Barnes collects the puck behind his net. Avoids some forechecking, has to turn back. And now he'll move the puck out of his own zone, but he hands it right away. Try to make the pretty play, and Kelly Enns takes a shot. That is stopped by Woodley, and now the Bruins come out. Here's Barnes. This is where he can be at his best, too. His shot goes wide of the net. Sometimes we forget Barnes is still a rookie.
And he did get caught making that cross-ice backhand pass in his own zone, inside his own blue line. And as you said, Dan, he put it right onto a Lethbridge stick. That's a no-no.
Bruins making a change as Kuntz has the puck, and the Hurricanes get a free ticket out of their own zone. The Bruins caught out on a change. Gregg brings it in over the line. Fell as he tried to back pass it, and Rennie quickly goes back the other way. Steve Rennie in over the blue line, and it was knocked off his stick nicely by Kuntz as Rennie was getting set for his backhand shot. Oh, there's another giveaway. Spenrath gets possession, centering pass, and here comes the Lethbridge penalty as well as LeBrun takes a shot, rebound side of the net. Young from behind the goal, centering pass, and Moore missed it. Uh-oh, if that had some velocity on it, might have gone into the empty net. But it's slowed down at center ice. LeBrun has it. 6 attackers on the delayed penalty, and now Hurricanes intercepted as we get a holding penalty assessed to Rob Krause at 13:20.
22 holding. Yeah, you hear the call on 22, Rob Krause, the boy that we say may just have an outside chance of going in the first round. Real tough stay-at-home defenseman. Unfortunately, he stayed too close to the man there and put his arms around him and definitely got the holding penalty.
2 minutes for holding. Time 13:20.
All right, so the Bruins on their first power play of the night, trailing 2-0. And have not had a lot of clear-cut scoring chances. But they've played pretty well here in the first period. It's good pace. Sage in over the blue line. Centering pass, and that was knocked off the stick. I believe it was Darren Stolk, kid from Tabor, Alberta, who knocked it off his stick in amongst the spectators. As we look at it once more, as the Bruins bring it in over the line on the power play.
Watch the puck, the man going to the net. He ended up knocking the goalkeeper into the net, taking it off its moorings, but the puck was deflected out of play. I'm not sure whether it was the defenseman's stick it hit or the goalkeeper's stick that it hit to deflect it into the crowd, but nonetheless, we have 6:21 left in the period here, and the Bruins on a power play.
Hawes back to Moore at the left point. Nice move, moves in, pass. Rawson trying to pass it back on a give and go, but the Hurricanes broke it up. Here's Sage coming out of the corner. Captain of the Bruins plays it back to LeBrun. Quick shot, went wide of the net. Moore pinching to hold the puck into the corner. Jay Moore, centering pass for Sage, and it went through his skates, and now the Hurricanes can get it out to center ice. and they were able to flip it in and change their penalty killers. LeBrun in over the blue line. Backhands it into Hurricane territory. Rawson took quite a jolt behind the net. Lethbridge was able to get the puck. Uh-oh, there's a funny one off the boards. That's up. And now Moore gets possession. Now to Hawes. Missed him. Put back in. Hurricanes only have 45 seconds to kill on this penalty, so the Bruins have a little time still to get a shot on goal as LeBrun brings it in over the line. LeBrun turning, waiting for somebody to pass to. Still waiting. Now to Barnes. Barnes. Quick move while on his knees. He drops it back. Here's a shot saved by Ferguson. Kuntz clears it to the point. Can't get it out. Jaques. Now to LeBrun. Back for Jaques. Missed him. Here's Sage with some room. Moving in. Sage shoots. Save is made. The rebound's at the side of the net. And Sage unable to get a stick on it. Penalty almost over. Barnes in the corner with Bingham.
2, 1, go.
Penalty's over. Hurricanes back at full strength. Sage had a good chance right near the end of the power play. Still 2-0 Lethbridge. Puck tied up on the boards. They stopped the play.
Except for that one good scoring chance, and it resulted from a little breakdown in the Lethbridge box. The goalkeeper stood his ground beautifully in this position. In this particular case, you watch 31, a goalkeeper. He's got a good action as to what's happening. He's making sure there, and he just gets out of the way of, beside rather, Bingham. Bingham doing a good job of screening in front of net, but if Ferguson doesn't stick his head off just to the side there to get a view of the puck, it would have beat him.
Bruins at home are 12-8-1 this year. The Hurricanes have 3 road wins in 23 tries. They don't win much away from the Sportsplex in Lethbridge.
And yet their home record is certainly respectable, and they are drawing about 2,000 fans a game in the Sportsplex in Lethbridge.
They are 11-11-1, 500 on home ice. Currently, as we begin play tonight, they are in a last place tie with Moose Jaw in the East Division. We'll look at the standings a little later on in our telecast, but New Westminster starts with 44 points in 42 games. Lethbridge starts with 28 points in 44 games.
And next to the Portland Winterhawks with 151 goals for, the Lethbridge team with 163 goals for is the second slightest or weakest scoring team in the entire league, and that's been a problem for them. They got 2 here tonight, and in this pace of the period, they could get 6 as hockey.
Trying to get out of their own zone. Flip it into Bruin territory. Woodley handles the bouncing puck, leaves it for Steve Jaques, hooked a little bit, comes out of his own zone. I like the pace of this first period. If you're a Bruin fan, you won't like the score too much, but it's been some pretty good passing and quite a bit of emotion. Some good bumping too. Lethbridge coming out with Leahy through center ice. There's Wheatcroft on his right. Leahy trying to get in around Jaques, who stood him up nicely. And Barnes has possession, gets it to Arndt. Now for Bingham. Can't get it out. Held in at the blue line. Okay. Arndt gets another chance, hands it away to Wheatcroft, takes a shot, but again he brought that stick back, and that got the puck out of play, as it so often does when you're in deep.
Those giveaways, they really kill you. You've got full possession of the puck. You turn around and just hand it right to the opposing team. It's bad enough anywhere on the ice, but when you do it inside your own blue line, you know you're going to usually pay a price for it. Troy Arndt guilty of that last giveaway there, but he can be blamed, I guess, a little bit, or rather given an excuse, because he probably isn't in the best of playing shape. He hasn't been playing anywhere this year.
Steve Rennie brings the puck in over the blue line, tries to drop it back. Number 20 for the Bruins is Steve Young, tying it up on the boards with Mark Kuntz, and they get a face-off to stop the play, and the face-off will go to the left of goalie Ferguson.
This is what's important for a team, and that is to get face-offs, get play stoppages in your own zone. This Lethbridge team gains by every time they can take a Bruin to the board and pin him to the wall and hold him and get a face-off, because now at least you got a chance of starting out with possession of the puck. You got a good face-off man out there, and you slow things down the way the Lethbridge team is right now with some slow line changes. I think it counts in your favor.
Puck goes behind the net for Lethbridge. They start out with Calvin Wiltshire through center ice. Now for Mark Basson, but it's offside. We mentioned Mark Basson. He has a brother, Bob, playing for the New York Islanders. in the National Hockey League, and his father Hank used to play in the National Hockey League too. Hank Basson.
Hank Basson played with the Detroit and the Boston teams, but I think you'd probably have to be about 45 or 50 years of age to remember Hank Basson.
I hear he was a good goalie, though.
His son is not very big. He's just 152 pounds, and him and Darren Bosch are got to be two of the smaller hockey players in the league, or pardon me, Bryan Bosch, who goes at also a guy on the ice here, leading scorer for this Lethbridge team at 145 pounds.
You saw that save by Ferguson on Mike Hawes as the Bruins had a chance there at point-blank range. Wiltshire in the corner, plays it back to the blue line. It's controlled by Berthelsen. Long shot. Ooh, and I don't think Woodley saw where it went. Fortunately for him, it went wide. Sage coming out of his own zone with Hawes on his right. 2-on-2 as they bring it in over the line. Sage trying to find Hawes in front. He looked back for another white-shirted Bruin, but they were making a line change. Jaques at center ice, 2:22 to go. First period, 2-0 Lethbridge. Berthelsen, 18-year-old out of Calgary, lost the puck. Rawson centering pass. Here's a chance for Knibbs. Shot goes wide. Knibbs just missed hitting that far corner. That Ferguson beaten, it appeared. Just couldn't find the corner of the post. Rawson, long pass. Now ends up on Bingham's stick, cutting in on the left board. Bingham cutting in. Shot saved by Ferguson. That shot hit the referee right in the leg. Chance in front for the Bruins, and it goes wide. The referee, Wheeler, is limping.
You may want to turn his mic off right about now.
Ouch. The fans, who you never hear cheer a referee.
These referees are padded, not quite as much, obviously, as the hockey players, but when you get one in the back, you haven't got any padding in that part of your body. And
well, let's turn up the mic now. Let's see what he said.
My toes are numb. Just had enough to pinch and think my toes go numb. But I think I'll live.
I feel like one of the boys down.
Yeah, but I'm not supposed to get hit. I must have been in the wrong spot.
you know, it's interesting he would say that he was in the wrong spot, because that is very, very important in officiating, that you do get the right positioning on the ice. And I'll tell you, Al Paradise, who's a supervisor of the officials, who watches almost all these games at Queen's Park Arena, would soon be able to tell him whether, in fact, he was in the right or in the wrong spot. But nonetheless, I'd like to think that was mostly just bad luck.
Here's a chance for the Hurricanes. Heisey shot, scores! And a bad goal gets by Woodley, and the Bruin goaltending troubles continue as the Hurricanes say jackpot, 3-0 late in the first period.
Well, you watch it, folks. There's not much to this one. You just come up the ice and let the shot go, and you know you're not supposed to score from out there, and the red light's on. You can see it right behind the Bruin net. I wouldn't be surprised if we may get a goaltending change before this game's over.
He had a bad third period last night in Seattle, and he's had a bad first period against Lethbridge tonight. I think the last two specifically, and maybe all three, could have been saved. 3-0 Lethbridge, and that could be a killing kind of goal late in the period. We'll pick up the announcement on it in a moment, but here they come looking for more. And you can hear the bench say, shoot, just get it on goal, they're saying. And I guess when
Lethbridge's third goal, scored by number 14, Kevin Heisey, assisted by number 22, Rob Krause, and number 27, Terry Black. The time, 18-13.
Here's a chance for the Bruins in front, went off Spenrath's stick, and now the Hurricanes come out with Schmidt. Center ice, shoots it wide of the net. Young gets to it first. Referee fell down again. He's having a tough night. Some players don't get hit as much as he did in this last couple of minutes. 34 seconds to go in the period. 3-0 Hurricanes. They're looking for more. Leahy in over the line. Drops it back. Ruff. His shot, he fanned on it. Loose. Jayson More has it. And he gets set to come out of his own zone. Passes it off. Gets it back again. Long pass. Doesn't click for Sage. No icing here. 10 seconds left. Lethbridge, Rawson, Sage, shot, save, rebound, and the Hurricanes get possession. 6 seconds to go in the clock is stopped at 8 seconds. Oh, that's got to be the end of the period. I looked up there and it still hasn't moved. And now finally they blow the whistle down.
Clock's been stuck in 8 seconds for about 15 seconds.
Let's pick this up over here.
Well, it'll be it.
I would assume that the period has expired. There was 11 seconds going down. Okay, can you ring the buzzer manually then? Just terminate it?
All right, that's the end of the first period. Wow, it was
That's a good call. And Dad, I'm sure that Wheeler right there is headed for that dressing room as happy as anybody.
Oh, he's had a tough night. Here's the goal again. And it went off the stick of the defenseman there, and that might have given...
I think that was the first goal.
Nope, that's the third one from the reverse angle.
One? All right.
They just look the same.
They do. They're long shots, and they're finding their way into the Bruin net. And
well,
it's certainly spelling bad news for the New West Hockey Club.
Are Lethbridge that good, or are the Bruins that bad, or is it just goaltending?
The problem that really, besides the goaltending in that first period, you know, you can survive poor goaltending and some bad goals if your team is scoring a few, but really the Bruins did nothing or were not able to get on the scoreboard themselves and really had only a few real good quality chances. Lethbridge team, to their credit, came out of their end every time they had an opportunity. They had full possession of the puck. They were able to come out of there. And one thing they also didn't do is they didn't give the Bruins more than that one shot on net. And so far, that's going to be a problem.
I guess the funny thing about sitting up in this booth, Bill, and we've been sitting here for so many years, and year in and year out, maybe we've taken for granted the great goaltending that New Westminster has gotten. This is the first time that we've been doing telecasts, as we pick up the shots here. 16 for Lethbridge, 16-10 were the shots, but it's really the first time that we've seen Bruin goaltending less than adequate.
We've been very fortunate to watch the Ranfords and the Reddicks and the goalkeeper Drago Adam last year, really all-stars and goalies that have gone on and play in the National Hockey League. So yes, we have seen outstanding goalkeeping in this arena, and you have to have goaltending in junior hockey that some nights just plain out wins a game for you. Never mind keeps you in the game on home ice. You have to have goaltending that you go on the road, you're going to get thoroughly outplayed, but you know darn well when the period was over, he was a guy that won the hockey game for you. And unfortunately here tonight against the last place hockey club, the Bruins, because of very, very average, mediocre goaltending, are finding themselves losing 3-0.
And it's not like you can just go tap the backup on your hand and say, hey, things are going to be okay with Dusty Emo. He's got an 84% save average, and he's really struggled as well.
He has as well, and you wonder if there might be some change on the horizon as far as the goalkeepers. It's extremely tough for the coach, and you can see the Bruins sagged, and there's no question they came out buzzing the first 5 minutes, and when they got down behind with some bad goals, they just sagged. There's no question about it.
All right, but full marks to Lethbridge. Third game in 3 nights, and we're going to talk with one of the Hurricanes right now. We welcome to our Western 4 Sports show Mark Kuntz, who used to play for the New Westminster Bruins. That's a big period for Lethbridge.
Yeah, we had to come out hard because of third game in 3 nights, and it's been a long road trip for us, and we've been struggling on the trip so far. So, you know, get this first period under our belt after being tired in this long trip, you know, it's good for us.
Well, that should give your club a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, like you know, like I say, we're really tired, and just to get this first period under our belt and get some shots on Woody, you know, has really helped. You know, Woody looks like he's struggling a little bit tonight.
Is that the plan then, to shoot as much as possible on him?
Yeah, you know, like Woody looks like he's shaky tonight, so as long as we can get lots of shots, quality shots on him, you know, I think the puck will go in for us tonight.
All right. You know, it's been a bit of a bizarre year for you. You've gone from a Medicine Hat Memorial Cup champion to a team that looked like a strong contender, now to a team that's in last place in the East. Tell me about the transition.
Well, it was tough coming from the Memorial Cup champion team out to this division. Like coming to the Bruins, they were in last place last year. And, you know, I worked hard and helped them build to where they were this year. And, you know, things just weren't working out for me for Christmas, and the team was starting to slide a little bit. So, you know, they needed to make some changes, and they thought that, you know, I'd be the best change. So they sent me to Lethbridge, and things are working good for me here. They like me here. I get to play a lot, and I've been playing well for them.
What, in your opinion, is wrong with the Bruins?
That's a tough question. You know, they got some great players, and they work hard. You know, they struggle at times, and like with the players they have, they really shouldn't. You know, like the Stu Barnes, he dominates when he's on the ice, and Stuart Sage is really good, and Rawson. Those players should carry the team. Jayson More in defense. Like, those guys, they should really be carrying the Bruins, and it doesn't seem like they are.
Is there unhappiness in the dressing room?
I can't really say that. That's like, you know, that's something I can't really say, but there are a little bit of dissensions. Guys, you know, like most guys get along with each other, but, you know, there's, in any group of people, there's always somebody that doesn't like somebody else. You know, that isn't something that's gonna harm that team, because, you know, everybody has a good character on that team. So I don't think that's their biggest problem.
Okay, you are going to show some leadership, and we saw that in the first period with Lethbridge. It's a young hockey club. Do you feel an obligation, Mark, to show that leadership for this Lethbridge club?
Yeah, like I just want to use my experience to help this club out and the young guys that they have here, and just work as hard as I can, and, you know, play as steady and as consistent, and just help those guys out.
All right, final question for you. It's a lot of hockey still to be played. It's 3-0, good first period. What about the rest of the night? Will you guys try to check, or are you guys going to try to go for more?
I think we're just going to, you know, keep the puck in their end, deep in their zone, get as many shots as we can, and just try and outplay them.
Thanks, Mark. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Kuntz from the Lethbridge Hurricanes, our guest here in the first intermission. 3-0 Lethbridge leads New Westminster. Stand by. We have the highlights coming up, and then the second period play-by-play when we return with more hockey on Western 4 Sports following this message.
Serving the communities of New Westminster, Surrey, Langley, Fort Langley, and Aldergrove, this is Western 4 Community Television.
Welcome back to Queen's Park Arena. Dan Russell with Bill Wilms. We played one period. It's 3-0 in favor of the visiting club, the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Bill's going to look at the highlights here in a moment. Let's have a quick peek at the summary of the first period, and you can see Lethbridge started it off pretty early. The 3:52 mark, a goal by Enns. Then Greg scored at 6:14, followed by Heisey at 18:13. The Hurricanes outshot the Bruins 16-10. Here's the first goal.
Watch the confusion here between the two Bruins behind the net. Watch this, 7-19. Look, nobody takes a puck. 18, Wiltshire says, I'll come around here and pick that up if you guys don't want it. Now, just if you don't knock a man down in front of the net, number 12, in this case, Kelly Enns, turns around, backhands that puck in through Woodley, and maybe Woodley should have reached out and stick checked him, but nonetheless the guy was left standing up.
Next goal by Mark Gregg, breakaway giveaway.
There's the end of it, but you know, really folks, you shouldn't be scoring from that far out. There was a little confusion, a mix-up around the Lethbridge bench, and it was Mark Gregg cruising in all the way from there with the shot. Now the next one looks almost identical. It's a long shot by number 14, Kelly Heisey, and again, really a bad goal, and a little mistake by Arndt. He gets caught standing up at the blue line, but still the puck shouldn't go in from where it does. You watch the third Lethbridge goal.
Okay, here it is right here.
All right, that's just a little bit of a mix-up here. As you watch here, the puck will come back this way right here. Now, Arndt, number 19 there, moves up, ends up getting beat on it, but watch where the shot comes from. Way out there, and it's 3-0.
Okay, as we get back to the live action, the teams start the period at full strength, and we start the period without the benefit of a scoreboard. But being the perceptive kind of guy that I am, you look way down there in another corner, they brought out the minor hockey league scoreboard, and they're using that way behind the net. It's a far one to find. Anyway, the Bruins shooting right to left in their white uniforms, trying to get that first goal. And as expected, we should note, as that shot stopped, the Bruins have made a goaltending change. Dusty Emu is in goal. Looks like he may face his first shot right here. The rebound is made. They score! Cal Wiltshire scores on the rebound. Mark Basson took the first shot, and it's now 4-0.
12 or 8.
Now, you watch on this play, I don't think you can let the guy over the blue line as much as this. Look, he's still hanging on to that puck. Now, what he does do is he goes back to the short side on that, or in that case, the long side. The goalkeeper, Emu, makes the first save. He just can't find the rebound.
Thanks a lot.
The goal scorer is Cal Wiltshire. And Enns should get the first assist. And what a big goal that is at 1:05 of the second period.
Well, when you have shaky goaltending to begin with, this kind of thing just absolutely compounds the whole problem. But you see that the amount of time he has to cruise over the blue line. Now the shot to the far side. The original save was fine. He just couldn't find the rebound.
Mark Basson. Time of the goal, 1:05.
Basson gets the only assist. 1:05. There's Bingham putting a shot wide as Knibbs centered it. And it's really uphill for New Westminster. Shot bounces wide of the Lethbridge goal. Troy Arndt trying to hold it in, could not. Now Knibbs has it. He's taken down. Barnes follows up, brings it in over the blue line for New Westminster. Barnes cutting in on goal. Stops, turns in the corner. Nice move to get away from a hurricane, but his pass in front is intercepted by Leahy. Now it's given away. Here's a chance for Jaques. Shot wide. Rebound. Jaques followed it up. Couldn't get a shot away. Knibbs gets possession. Bounces it off the boards. Leahy takes a jolt from both Bingham and Knibbs, and now the Hurricanes start out.
And Lethbridge does an outstanding job of controlling the puck along the boards in their own zone. It's really impressive.
Jaques' pass goes off Bingham's skates. Now the Bruins are having trouble flicking passes. Arndt lost it in the corner, spun around his man, gets away with a bit of a hook. Now Barnes gets possession for New Westminster. 4-0 Hurricanes, early second period. Jaques at center ice for New Westminster. Fell as a defenseman. Jaques shot saved by Ferguson. Rebound followed up by one of the newcomers for New Westminster. Number 9, Clayton Chappell, but he couldn't get a shot away. And this might be Chappell's first or second shift of the period. Spenrath into the corner, and Rennie's there as well. The Bruins try to forecheck to make something happen. And they're getting a good job from this line of forechecking. Rennie behind the net. Puts it to the corner. Clayton Chappell bodies with his man. Gets the puck back again. Behind the goal. The Bruins centering it. LeBrun pinched to hold the puck in. Spenrath behind the net. Chappell. Hurricanes get possession, and they should get it out this time. Long pass, picked up, brought in over the line, shot, and Emu makes the save on the shot by Peter Schmidt, and Emu headmans the puck out to Chappell. Bruins make a change as they put the puck in. 3.5 minutes gone, second period. 4-0 in favor of the Hurricanes, and here they come again with Bosch. 2-on-2, zigzagging with Black as the shot goes wide. Black in the corner, leaves it there for Bosch. Battle for the puck on the boards. Hawes gets it for New Westminster, knocks it out to center ice, and here's Spenrath. Spenrath puts it into Lethbridge territory. He too heads to the bench on a line change, and the Hurricanes will get this puck out. Mark Kuntz, long pass, doesn't click, could be icing here. And the Bruins touch it, and the faceoff originates back in Lethbridge territory as you look at the starting goaltender for tonight's game, Ray Woodley.
He had an extremely poor first period, and Dusty Emo really doesn't get off to a much better start. But, you know, I'm sure we can't see it, but a minute ago, and it was just a tremendous effort again by this Lethbridge team coming out of their zone. I am so impressed with the way they are handling the puck inside their blue line. They use the boards extremely well.
Hawes shot on the faceoff. That doesn't reach the net. Back comes Lethbridge. Mark Bassett follows it up. Now it's offside. Stopping the play at the New West blue line.
Just over 4 minutes gone, second period. 15:56 left.
Well, you get a look on the left there. Kelly Ann's one of the goal scorers for the Lethbridge team tonight. He was a high-scoring midget. They felt at this point he hasn't reached his potential yet in the Western Hockey League, but with a goal tonight, I'm certainly certain he's going a long ways and trying to make sure that he scores as well in this league as he did in midget.
Shot was off target, but not by much. The play was actually offside at the blue line. And we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. How concerned should he be right now with the way his club's playing?
He's got a problem between the pipes more than anything else. Certainly it hurt him last night, and it's certainly hurting him here tonight. And I think all along, John feels that they maybe just haven't had quite the goaltending that you have to have to be a top-notch hockey club in the Western Hockey League. Well, you see how well well this Lethbridge team is handling that biscuit inside their own blue line.
Puck was poked away there for a moment, but they follow it up, and Kuntz gets it through to center ice. Puts it into Bruin territory. Jayson Ruff had it for a moment, played it back to Kuntz at the blue line. His shot goes to the corner. Wheatcroft has it. Plays it back to the blue line. Here's a chance for Kraus. Shot doesn't reach the net. Jaques has it. Now to Hawes. Mike Hawes winds up and big shot off the glass as it tipped off the stick. Hurricanes can't get that one out. They get a second chance with Jayson Ruff. Makes no mistake. Nice pass to Leahy in over the line. Taken out nicely by Troy Arndt. Moore gets possession for New Westminster. Now to Hawes. Hawes to Arndt. Arndt through center ice. Flips it in right to Kuntz. Kuntz has all kinds of time as the Bruins are making a line change. Quick back pass there by Berthelsen to Wiltshire. Puck loose on the boards. Bingham trying to get possession. Kuntz has it. Bingham bumps at Kuntz. Barnes on the boards, tied up, and still has the puck. Barnes, cross-ice pass for Knibbs, intercepted, and back comes Jim Wheatcroft. He flips it in. LeBrun gets it for New Westminster and lugs it out. Here's LeBrun on a head of steam in over the blue line as his centering pass missed, and now it comes back to Moore at the blue line, holding it. Here's a shot. Tipped off the stick over top the net. LeBrun takes a shot, kicked out by Ferguson, and back the other way comes the Hurricanes. 3-on-2. Schmidt had to go off his stick. Moore on the boards. Some bumping going on there. Barnes gets possession, and he'll start out. Long time without a whistle here as Barnes, headman to center. Takes a shot. Ferguson save. And he holds on to stop the play.
Run into the goddamn guy.
He shot the puck out there and he stopped. Other than finishing the check-up. Right there.
Well, Mike Hawes getting the what for right there. This is Barnes, the clever player that he is. He usually manages to get the puck into a scoring position when he's around the slot area, and he did give it a pretty good effort. I think the shot was off the target. In any case, the goalkeeper did make a save.
Bruins doing some forechecking. Puck deep in that corner as they all battle for the loose puck. Chappell and Spenrath in the corner, still trying to get it out of skates. Unsuccessful in doing so. And the faceoff will go to the right of Ferguson. There's Steve Rennie, who we'll talk to in the next intermission. I like his play lately, Bill.
He always impresses us from a skating, bumping, grinding standpoint. He just doesn't put the puck in the net with any consistency at all, but he still is young, and he's still got a lot of junior hockey in his career left. But Steve Rennie with only 10 goals so far in 43 games.
Icing stops that play. That gives us a chance to remind you that the program you're watching is copyright. It's intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any retransmission in whole or in part without the express written consent of Western 4 Television is strictly prohibited.
Bruins have allowed less than 4 goals only once in their last 11 games. And their goals against in the first 20 games was 3.84. And when you're letting less than 4 goals in per game, you got a chance to win every hockey game you're playing in. The last 23 games, they're closer to 6 goals again per game.
And it's another night when they allow at least 4 goals. They've allowed 4, and we've only played 28 minutes. And here they are on home ice struggling against the last place team in the Eastern Division. But they've struggled against the Eastern Division all year with just 1 victory against Prairie Club. LeBrun at center ice for New Westminster. Flips it in. I think LeBrun's done a good job on defense tonight. Here he is again at the point. Good, quick, low, hard shot. Stopped by Ferguson. Ferguson's been sharp when called upon. And Lethbridge, Mark Bassett makes a nice move. We'll check that. That was Kelvin Wiltshire making the movement over the blue line, and it's offside.
You mentioned the Bruins' record versus these teams with 1 win, 5 losses, and 3 ties. New West plays 3 of their next 4 home games are against Eastern teams. They got to turn this record around in a hurry.
And one of them will be against the Prince Albert Raiders, a club a couple of years ago won the Memorial Cup, and we'll be doing that telecast 2 weeks from tonight.
Looking at number 18, I'd like to tell you the Bruins' average age this year is 18.35. They have 4 17-year-old players in the lineup, 9 18, 3 19-year-olds rather, and 4 20s, which is considered overage. Lethbridge playing with no overage players, no 20-year-olds in their lineup.
That's Pat Bingham with the puck for New Westminster. One of the 19-year-olds trying to center it. Knibbs. Now Bingham behind the goal, centering pass. Barnes couldn't get a shot away. Knibbs has lost his helmet over on the right wing. Long pass. Leahy picks it up, sharp angle, shot on goal. Safe rebound. Scores! How does that get in?
Take this all the way back into the Lethbridge zone, because you'll see great play at both ends of the ice. You can't check Barnes any better. Number 14. Watch how number 14 White is covered right there. I mean, he's taken out of the play beautifully. Now let it go all the way down the ice, and you watch the shot on the net. Lethbridge doing a good job getting the puck at the goal. There it is. But how does the rebound get in the net?
Well,
tough to get a bounce, eh?
Lethbridge now up 5-0. And John must wonder, who can I get in goal next? Anybody else have goalie pads?
You gotta use the point. Get the puck back to the goddamn point.
Jayson More has the puck. Emu came in cold in defense to him. Rennie trying to center it. He did stop the initial shot, but the rebound was left sitting there. A sharp angle shot like that, the initial one, should not result in the goal.
No, you're absolutely right, and you wonder if the Bruins really miss. We'll pick up the announcement.
Greg Leahy. Check that. Number 29, Jim Wheatcroft. Assisted by number 10, Greg Leahy. And number 4, Mark Kuntz.
Another chance.
Time of the goal.
Emu makes the save. And a penalty coming up for New Westminster for holding.
At 8:30.
As you hear the announcement on the goal. Wheatcroft from Leahy and Kuntz at 8:30, and now a penalty for New Westminster at 9:10, and the penalized player, I believe, is LeBrun. Here it is again from the Lethbridge zone all the way up the ice. Here's the sharp angle shot, stop, rebound.
Some of those rebounds, Dan, when they're at the goalkeeper's feet, they have to be saved or fallen on by the goalkeeper himself. There's both these cases this time, and the goals that have been scored on Emu have resulted from pucks that just are laying at his feet. I'm not so sure you can blame anybody else except the goalkeeper on not clearing his own rebound or falling on it. But I'm wondering how much this Bruin team is really missing McPherson. I hate to think one guy is that important to a hockey club, but maybe he is. I'll tell you one thing about Darwin. He does clear out traffic in front of the net, and he definitely finishes checks in the corners of the rink. And they certainly haven't been able to play Bill Gregoire very much. Another very valuable defenseman that's joined this hockey club, so they are hurting back there.
Lethbridge on their second power play. There has not been a power play goal in the game. 5-0 for the Hurricanes. And this is an embarrassment for the New West Bruins tonight.
Look out.
At this stage. The puck goes out of play over at the timekeeper's bench.
It is interesting to notice that the Bruins have changed their whole plan of attack, if you want it, since the start of the season. It appeared early in the season, the games that we saw anyway, that we did, it was a lot more roughhouse. Let's be honest, there was a lot more fighting. There were 4, 5, 6 scraps every game. They were really going at it. And tonight, to this point, we see 3 penalties in a hockey game, 2 to the Bruins, and
all 3 for holding.
And holding penalties. And you wonder if maybe teams are taking a lot of liberty on this club coming into this building. Let's listen.
8 seconds to it. What do you think? Does that sound? Because the play was back into play for a bit.
Yeah. 10 seconds.
Old Queens Park Arena having trouble with its score clock.
Can we
tonight.
reset it, or just delay it? Count at 10. Don't start it.
I don't know what they're doing here. I guess they're going to hold the clock.
Well, let's hear him explain it to the captain.
Before the clock will start.
So is there 52 left on the penalty then?
Well, I don't know. The penalty clock didn't keep running, did it? Or does it keep running too? The penalty clock didn't? I don't follow it.
It did keep running, didn't it?
Sure, so there's got to be 10 more seconds left in the penalty, right? Right? No, there's 10 more seconds on both sides.
10 more seconds.
They're going to delay it for a 10 count and then start it.
Penalty too?
10 seconds more in the penalty also. Here.
Well, that sucker there is stuck, isn't it? Or is it working now? There's the one we're going by right there.
But it hasn't started. It won't start for 10 seconds here because we're, well, I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just waiting to see.
Well, nothing's moving. None of the clocks are going right now, and the play's moving on the ice.
Well, they said they're going to hold it for 10 seconds.
There it is. It
Okay.
started.
Now there's 10:07 to go. Lethbridge setting up their power play.
Move it.
We're in the second period, and the Hurricanes lead 5-0. Looking to add more. Here's a chance at the side of the net. And it was blocked, I think, before it got there as Kevin Heisey took a quick backhand shot.
Well, there's a good way to make sure you got no goaltending problems. Have your defenseman make the save, and that's exactly what happened there.
That's Troy Arndt.
Arndt blocks the shot, gets himself between the player that was going to make the pass and the guy who was going to receive it, and ended up freezing the puck and causing the face-off in the Bruin end.
8:50. We've got a minute left on the big clock.
Okay, minute and 3 seconds. 1:03 in the penalty. He's out at 8:50. 1:03.
I think we got that straight out. Face-off is going to the right of Dusty Emu as you look at Ken Wheeler, who we have a wireless microphone on. We'll review the scoring for you in a few minutes here. As Lethbridge sets up their power play. They're up 5-0 in the hockey game. Bingham puts the puck behind the goal. Sean Finn, number 5, might be out there for his first shift tonight for New Westminster. And he played in the Ontario League to start the year in Peterborough. Here's a chance at the side of the net. Cross-ice pass. Shot goes wide, taken by Berthelsen. Bosch has it. Plays it back to Leahy. Back for Bosch. Bosch plays it to the blue line. Berthelsen shot. Oh, and it just missed. Heisey going by. Leahy at the point. Plays it to the corner. Bosch had it for a moment. Gets it back again over to Berthelsen with some room over there at the left point. Plays it to the corner. Gets it back again. Berthelsen over here for Greg Leahy. Berthelsen to the corner. Shot. Stop. Rebound. Almost went in at the side. Hurricanes get the rebound again. This is Terry Black. Now to the point to Leahy. Pass over top, Heisey stick. Black gets it. Penalty's over. Bruins get possession behind the net. That's Rennie. Knocks it around the boards. And LeBrun starts out for New Westminster. 8.5 minutes to go in the period as LeBrun cuts in at the side. Centering pass. Ferguson jumps on it. Where's the puck? Still loose. Hurricanes get it. They come back the other way. Quickly through center ice. This is Bassett. In over the blue line. Makes one move. Gets some more room. Granted to a player. The Hurricanes still follow up with Leahy. Down to Bassett. His shot doesn't reach the net. Bassett turns. Plays it back to Leahy. That shot is blocked. Back for Bassett. Wraps it to the corner and behind the net. LeBrun battling on the boards with Kelly Enns. LeBrun and Enns and a couple more tie it up and they stop the play.
Again, unbelievable the way the Lethbridge team is allowed to get over the blue line and just keep moving and closer and closer and closer to the net with very few people playing the body, if anybody, on there. A lot of stick checking. But here's LeBrun's chance going the other way, and goalkeeper there. You see what he did? He slid his hand up at the top of the stick and stick checked him. That'll often act just as another player for you, another defenseman for you. Good goaltending at that end of the ice. You mentioned Sean Finn for the New West Bruins. His father is Ron Finn, the veteran NHL linesman with 1,400 games in the National Hockey League.
So I guess he doesn't give the linesman any kind of earfuls, or else he'll hear from it at home. Back for it for Lethbridge is Rob Krause. And the Hurricanes get possession with Kuntz. He's had a strong game back in his old rink. puts it in. Could be icing here. Jaques touches it. Icing is the call. Well, it was 3-0 after 1 for Lethbridge, and they've added 2 more here in the second period. Kelvin Wiltshire from Mark Basson at 105. Jim Wheatcroft from Greg Leahy and Mark Kuntz at 8:30. There's Kuntz.
Number 3690.
And to the right of the screen is the assistant coach, John Radford. Back at goaltender Arnie Kaplan looking on at the Lethbridge bench. The guy is backing up and shut out the Bruins through the first 33 minutes tonight. The high shot goes over top the Bruin net. Jaques battling on the boards with Leahy. Leahy and Wheatcroft. Jayson Ruff up front now for Lethbridge. Bruins have Rennie, well, they actually juggle their lines here. Spenrath and Knibbs now. Bit of a jolt in the corner and another one in this corner. Puck loose in skates. We get a little rough stuff as the whistle blows. And the faceoff will go in Lethbridge territory.
We mentioned the Bruins abandoning a little roughhouse style or tactics that they played, had in the first part of the season, the first 15 or 20 games that really vaulted them to, what was it, as high as second or third in Canada as far as junior hockey is concerned. But, you know, they did pay a price of that penalty-wise. They had to spend an awful lot of time in a penalty box, and if your penalty-killing specialty team isn't working well for you, you start thinking, well, maybe that isn't the right way to play. You start giving up some power play goals, and maybe they've gotten away from it. But I think to be successful, they're going to have to go back to a little more physical hockey game and kind of throw things a little bit more wide open.
Bruins win the face-off. LeBrun at the left point takes a shot, tipped right on, and it just hit the goaltender and trickled wide of the net. Ferguson stopped it, but it hit him, and it just almost found the open corner. Bruins almost opened the scoring. Well, they had the All-Star game earlier this week, and the East beat the West 5-4. Jayson More had one of the West goals. Other Bruins were Sean LeBrun and Stu Barnes. Those two played on a line with Joel Savage as you look at the replay again, as Troy Arndt took that shot that hit something, the goaltender, and then went wide of the net.
That it was really a split second, and Mark Kuntz ended up jumping on that loose puck in behind the net. So we got the Lethbridge hockey team.
LeBrun's moved back up the left wing here. Barnes, I mentioned those two were at the All-Star game, and they have Bingham on right wing. And I thought their line with Joel Savage of Victoria was a strong line for the West at the All-Star game. Here's Barnes with LeBrun taking the pass, centering pass. Shot by Bingham is stopped by Ferguson, and he holds on. Another thing about the All-Star game, Harry Neal was the feature speaker as we look at another replay here.
This is Barnes to LeBrun on the outside, and he tries to get it back into the middle, and Bingham did very well to get a stick on it and spin around and try the shot on the net. But you were mentioning about Harry Neal.
Well, he talked a lot about, aside from being humorous, he certainly talked a lot about what it takes for a junior hockey player to crack an NHL team, and I'll go through some of the points that Harry Neal talked about for each position as soon as we get a whistle stoppage and some availability time here. As you see, goaltender Ferguson now makes a save on a shot by Arndt, and Rawson just failed to tip it in front. Lethbridge.
Look at that. Look at that control of the puck. Boy, that's a clinic on that. They've done just an outstanding job.
Berthelsen backhands it in. Rawson trying to get possession, and now Jaques has it for New Westminster. Jaques, long pass, collected by Rawson, in over the line. Drop pass right to a Hurricane. They get possession, and they should get it out, although they had a little trouble that time. Back for it there is Darren Stolk. Stolk takes a jolt. Hawes for the Bruins. Now Sage over to Rawson, turning. There's Arndt trying to get in. Looks like there could have been a penalty there, but play on, says the ref. Jaques, now to Arndt, moving in, holds. Shot on goal is stopped by Ferguson, who was right in his face by the time he got the shot away. Hawes trying to forecheck. Stolk just ices it. Back to touch it. More icing should be the call here on Lethbridge.
They say this Jeff Ferguson has got some technical deficiencies on his goalkeeper's goal, that he's a reflex goaltender, just makes the stops by reflex nature, and I'll tell you, he's doing it very, very well tonight, and it doesn't look technically too bad at that.
He's been technically perfect so far. 5:08 to go in the period. As you look at the rival coaches, John Van Horlick on your left, Blaine Gelbrith on your right, both first-year coaches. Van Horlick in his first year, and actually Gelbrith in his second month.
You can hear him say they're hanging on a bit. They want him to pick up their level.
This will be a big win for their hockey club tonight.
Hard to believe that this team right here, the team in red, got beat 10-3 in Kamloops the other night.
In over the blue line comes Bassett. There's a shot taken by Wiltshire, and Evu made a save on that one. Spenrath tries to get it out quickly with Knibbs. Pass goes right to a back-checking Coots.
4 of them.
Every time you look up, there's a red-shirted Hurricane. Coots, I think, might be one of the best players on the ice tonight.
He's played better tonight than I think than almost any game I saw him play in a Bruin uniform.
He's wearing number 4 for Lethbridge, and we talked to him in our first intermission. We talked with Steve Rennie in our second intermission. That's 21 White chasing the puck there. Knibbs for the Bruins couldn't get possession, and over here is Spenrath. In over the line, but he didn't get possession. Hurricanes get it, and they come back quickly the other way with Bassett. Went off his stick, got it back again, shoots it behind the net. 4 minutes to go. Here comes the penalty, and it's for elbowing on New West.
Well, if we watch this play far enough back, you'll see Jayson More. He could have got a penalty earlier than he did actually here. He gets it for elbowing, but he gives the Lethbridge player 2 pretty good shots with the stick. And I was a little surprised he didn't get it sooner, but this is the end of it, I think, right up here, and he's going to get the elbowing right. There's one shot right underneath. He gives him another one. Now you'll come back in the play down here, and you watch, keep your eye on 7 right there, get the elbow up, knock him down.
So we have Lethbridge going on another power play here. More for elbowing at 16 minutes. Lethbridge has scored 3 in the first, have added 2 more in the second, are 0 for 2 on their power play. And they've just been very impressive tonight. So much for our great Bruins record on television. Barnes in over the line. Nice move. Barnes right in, and he just didn't get a shot away. Centering pass, and the puck goes wide of the net. Nice move by Barnes. Back the other way. Here comes Heisey. In around LeBrun, or trying to get around LeBrun. Nope, can't get by LeBrun or Bingham. Comes back to the blue line. Here's a fake by Berthelsen. In the box, centering pass, and the Hurricane player, Heisey, was all tied up by the Bruin defense, and now it's knocked out down the ice. 1:15 left in the penalty to Moore. 5-0 Hurricanes. Stu Sage all by himself, but he still comes out of the corner for a moment with the puck before it's finally stripped from him. And Berthelsen tries to come out of his own zone. Now brought in over the blue line by Jason Ruff. Shot from the sharp angle, and that was Wheatcroft headhunting a little bit there. Coots from the blue line. Puck stolen off the stick of Greg, and back comes Sage with Rawson. Sage cutting in, but he's taken out of the play, and it's held onto by the goaltender, Ferguson. Well, I talked about Harry Neal, and he said a lot about staying in the best shape of your life over the summer if you're a rookie going to an NHL camp. He suggested that all wingers practice taking passes in the air and pucks around the boards. They suggested that all centers take hundreds of faceoffs in practice. That defense learn to play the other defensive position in case the coach asks them to do that, to see Jaques test the goalie there, and that the goalie learn to handle the puck. And I'd like you to get your response and to get a play stoppage here, Bill, on some of that advice from juniors who often at this age are getting set in their first experience to go to an NHL camp. And it's got to start now, I suppose, as Harry Neal was trying to point out. He did a good job speaking at the Western Hockey League All-Star Banquet. We have icing stopping the play. And the faceoff will originate back in Lethbridge territory.
If you've never sat at ice level in a National Hockey League game, or if you have, you can't come away impressed with at least three things. Number one, the size of the players. Number two, the extremely quick speed at which the game is played. And thirdly, the amount of time the puck is in the air and how uncanny these people that are playing in the National Hockey League are able to knock pucks out of the air. So I concur wholeheartedly with the things that Harry Neal says there, because it's just unbelievably important to be able to handle bouncing and pucks that are up in the air.
We are late here in the second period. The teams are back at full strength. Jaques gets it for New Westminster, knocks it off the boards, and brought in offside as the puck did come out and brought back in again. The All-Star game was played in Kamloops. It was sold out. The goaltender we're seeing for Lethbridge tonight was the lone Hurricane representative, Jeff Ferguson, and we mentioned before, Barnes, LeBrun, and Moore were the three players from the New West team. And I thought the best player on the ice that night was Darcy Lowen of Spokane. He hit everything in sight.
Get a chance to see number 16 out here, Bryan Bosch, on this shift. I want to mention he was the only player in the entire Western Hockey League last year that played the full schedule that never got a penalty.
That is an incredible statistic. They don't have a Lady Byng trophy, but they do have a most sportsmanlike award. He'd certainly be in line for that. Long pass. Picked up through center ice by Terry Black. He was knocked off stride. The captain of the Hurricanes tried to get possession, but back comes New Westminster. Barnes brings it in over the blue line. More back. Now we're in the final minute, and that draws a big response from the crowd, sarcastically, as the Bruins trail 5-0 in their own building against a team that does not look like a last-place team in the East. Lethbridge putting on a clinic tonight, as Bill has mentioned countless times, about coming out of their own zone and breaking up plays like that in their own zone. Jay Moore at center ice. Plays it back to Troy Arndt. Back for Moore. Stolen right from him. Moore gets it back again. Hawes. Had it for a moment. Drops it off to Arndt. Long pass. Sage. Brought in over the line to Barnes. Trying to make a move, but being held. Here's a chance by Sage. Good save by Ferguson late in the period. We have a Bruins still being held down to the ice. Icing the call, but not before the buzzer sounds. And that's the end of the second period, with the New Westminster Bruins now trailing at home 5-0.
I don't know if we get a replay on this, but Barnes is being held right on the ground there for a 3 count. He's got the pin, let him up, but there's the shot, and again, we'll pick up the shot.
13 by Lethbridge, 9.
13-9, the shots on goal. The Bruins over Lethbridge in the second period, still through 2 periods. The shots are 23 for New Westminster, 25 for Lethbridge. We'll look right into the Bruin dressing room here, and hopefully they won't kick us out.
Good job, Rusty.
And maybe it might be dangerous to keep the microphones on there, because I'm sure there's some very angry hockey players, and we're not going to have our second period intermission guest come over, so we'll get your comment, Bill, on Steve Rennie's play, even though he doesn't want to talk about it.
We've liked Steve Rennie ever since a trade was made for him last year with the Victoria Cougars. I believe it was a Hughes trade, was it not? But he just hasn't really done that well from the scoring department. But I'll tell you what, he's the kind of guy that you'll have on your team any day of the week. I mean, he'd probably make most WHL teams this year in anywhere. I mean, he's really a good, solid journeyman hockey player. He comes to play, and I know that's an old cliche, but he does come to play every night. And I just love him. I think he gives 110% every time he comes out to play. You'll seldom see Steve Rennie loaf. And you know, I had the opportunity to coach against him at the Tier 2 level when he played for Delta, and he was impressive as a 15-year-old.
All right, in the second period, it was much the same, I thought, Bill, as the first period.
You know, you can argue or complain, I guess, about goaltending all you want. That now is not the problem anymore for this team in this hockey game. It really isn't. I mean, they've given up 5, that's fine, but they haven't scored any. And if you aren't scoring any goals in your own building against the last place team in the other division, then you've got some problems. So I, you know, a little bit tired at this point myself of belaboring a goaltending situation. This Bruin club is not putting the puck in the net.
All right, we'll look at the highlights in a couple of minutes' time. Come back with the third period. The score after 2 is Lethbridge 5 and New Westminster Bruins nothing. Stand by. We have more hockey coming up on Western 4 Sports after this. Welcome back to Queen's Park Arena. Dan Russell with Bill Wilms. We have played 2 periods in a clinic being put on by Lethbridge as far as how to play road hockey, and it's been a no-hitter, but it certainly has been a big Lethbridge effort tonight. 5-0 after 2 periods. I'm Dan Russell with Bill Wilms. A second period summary on your screen right there. Wiltshire and Wheatcroft, the goal scorers in the second period after the Hurricanes had scored. That's the first time tonight I've done that.
First time I was waiting for it. Yeah. You beat me to it.
3 goals in the first period for Lethbridge. And Bill, you're going to have a look at these 2 goals in the second period and how they got in the net.
I don't know how Stuart Sage ends up on defense on this one rush, but it's typical of what's happening. You'll see, I think we're going to take it from the save that Ferguson makes, and they're getting the goaltending tonight, the Lethbridge team is, and he comes up with a real good save, and then the puck ends up coming all the way down the ice. This is the original, oh, wait a minute now, he's got over the blue line. This is the end of it. Yeah, this is where the rebound was not corralled properly, and Calvin Wiltshire gets the goal. I was told we were going to show the high-level one of that. Oh, okay. Show the low-level one first, because when you see it from up high here, folks, you'll see it if we've taken it far enough back. A pretty good save and an excellent line rush. They got a kid out here named Kelly Enns, who they say isn't adjusting well to the league yet, but you watch the pass up the ice he makes, 12. He's got the puck right here, and he'll go for the net. But this kid here with a puck pass, look at the room he gets over the blue line. I mean, he just keeps going, he just keeps going, he just keeps going. Now, Sage, 15 there, has turned around out of the play, and nobody takes 18, and Cal Wiltshire ends up with the rebound and shoves the puck in the net. And it was actually Kelly Enns on the left there, number 12, who originated that pass out of his own zone and ended up breaking for the net. There's some good work done here, Dan, by the Lethbridge team. Watch. This number 12, Kelly Enns, will make the pass. You don't often see him get, or the player that makes a pass get back into the play like this, but 15 on defense. What's Sage doing back there? Now, watch him. He doesn't even see 18 go around him. There's Wiltshire. The puck is loose, and there's 12, Kelly Enns, showing up just in case Cal needed a little help putting that puck in the net.
All right, and a few minutes later, Wheatcroft scored, and that made it 5-0. Both these goals on Dusty Emu, who replaced Ray Woodley after 1 period.
Greg Leahy, number 10, we don't have a real good angle of it. We'll show it to you. It's from the ice level, but he ends up shooting the puck on the net from really an impossible angle, and Wheatcroft ends up moving in, picking up a rebound, and putting it in the net. The far left of the screen will show Greg Leahy with the shot. There it is. It's going to come from number 10 at the far side. Now, 29 ends up just picking up the rebound and shoving it in the net. And again, it's a case of nobody really there to help the goalkeeper out with that second particular save.
All right, what are you looking for here?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if Lethbridge does a highlight package, a highlight film at the end of the year. If they do, they better do nothing more than the first 2 periods on Queen's Park Arena on the night of January, whatever it is, 1988, because they've just played superbly. I'm not sure it's a case of Lethbridge being that good or the Bruins being that bad, but they've got to score some goals. My goodness, I'd have never dreamt that after 2 periods tonight, the Bruins would be held scoreless. You get a look at where the Bruins are in the standings there, and you know they're really still in a battle for even second spot, but you got to start looking a little bit behind you at this particular case, and Spokane in a position to kind of sneak up on them a little bit. All right, as we start this third period, Bill, the teams are at full strength.
I am really surprised, I think, Bill, with the lack of hitting in this game.
There's just no intensity from the Bruin part, and really not that much more from the Lethbridge team. Because let's be honest, this Lethbridge team's a small club.
They're not physical.
They're not physical at all. They're technically very sound tonight.
All right, here we go at the start of the third period, and we mentioned before we had a score clock problem, and they're using a different score clock as the overhead one is not working properly. In goal for Lethbridge, Jeff Ferguson. It's him making that save there, and now Dusty Emo in goal for New Westminster, who, as we mentioned, came on to replace Ray Woodley after one period. And we'll look at a quick replay of that save by Ferguson, and when we get back to the live action, the Bruins, Hawes takes a shot on goal, and Ferguson stopped that one, which was out of your picture. There's Sage going to the corner with Rawson. Rawson and Sage on the boards, tying up the puck. It should squirt loose there. It does. Rawson and Sage working hard behind the net. Puck comes over here to Jay More. He hustles to keep it onside. Puts it behind the net. Gobbled up there by Krause. Wrapped it around the boards. Sage ties up his man. And they stop the puck on the boards to get a whistle. And we'll have a peek over at the Eastern standings here. It's still pretty log jammed. First place Saskatoon 57. Prince Albert 54. Look at the loss column all the way down the screen. 14, 14, 15, 260s. I mean, those first 5 teams are really log jammed. Lethbridge tied for last, but don't forget the top 6 clubs will make the playoffs in the East. Long shot from the point goes wide of the net. That was taken by Sean Finn. Troy Arndt on the boards, puts it behind the goal. Darren Stolk took a jolt. Finn pinched to hold the puck in, but instead the puck came out, and Lethbridge, Kelly Enns, puts it in New West territory. Penalty coming up. New West, I think, is going to get an elbowing penalty here. Away from the play, Ken Wheeler, who has a wireless microphone on tonight, indicates elbowing to Troy Arndt, and the time of the penalty is 1:06.
I don't know if we can catch it on the replay, but you'll see the NHL new and junior hockey offside rule here too, where the Lethbridge player waited, had the puck dumped in. It would have normally been called offside. The player then skated out of the zone, left the play to go on, but unfortunately from the Bruins standpoint, they moved over, and it was Arndt that took Kelly Enns out of the play a little bit too aggressively as far as the referee was concerned, and got the elbow.
So it's another power play for Lethbridge, and despite leading 5-0, they're 0 for 3 with the man advantage. And another penalty coming up. And this one also an elbowing as the Bruins get pretty aggressive here, and it's in that corner where I have a difficult time seeing, but Jay Moore, who's taken a number of elbowing penalties in the season, gets another one.
Well, you watch the replay screen up here yourself then, Dan, because you won't see a better elbow thrown all year long. Bang!
Yeah, he's got to call that, doesn't he?
Well, when he's 5 feet away from the man, that's a pretty good penalty.
So the Bruins are going to be 2 men short here for 1 minute and 46 seconds. They trail 5-0. There's been 6 penalties in the game, 3 for holding and 3 for elbowing. Bruins have had 5 of the minors. Lethbridge setting it up here. Number 10 with the puck is Greg Leahy shooting it. Oh, and it was a half a pass as Terry Black was expecting the shot. Black behind the net. Gets possession of the puck to Bosch. Bosch over here at the face-off circle. Plays it back to the blue line for Berthelsen. Other side, Leahy. That shot hits LeBrun. He gets it to Rennie. And Rennie at center ice puts it down into Lethbridge territory.
And it hit LeBrun because he did an outstanding job of rotating the triangle that time.
Bosch at center ice, in over the blue line. It comes with Heisey. Heisey drops it back for Bosch. He's ridden out of the play by Rennie. Jaques does a good job to get it down the ice. Lethbridge about to change their power play. They lead 5-0. Berthelsen has possession of the puck. Flips it in. Emu, the goalie, leaves it there for Jaques. He's trying to slap it out, unable to get it out. Jaques gets a second opportunity. It's poked off his stick. Finn wraps it around the far boards. That should get out and down the ice. 36 seconds left in the first penalty, 49 in the second penalty. Giveaway by the Hurricanes. Hawes, quick shot. Ferguson makes the save. And here comes Lethbridge starting out of their own zone. Quickly through center ice is Bassett. In over the blue line. Deep to the corner. Bassett behind the net. Trying to center it. Still has a puck. Wraps all the way to the blue line. Now over to the other point. Here's Kraus. Over here for Kuntz. Lines up shot. Emu makes a save. Rebound. Jaques gets it out. Ferguson, the goaltender, will leave it for Kraus. Rob Kraus starts out for Lethbridge. Right wing pass goes off the stick of Jayson Ruff, whose father coaches in the BC Junior Hockey League with Kelowna. The club Jayson Ruff, that kid with the puck right there, played for last year. Ruff over here to Kuntz. Winds up, shot, save, rebound, sitting there. Finn gets it out to Sage, and the penalties are over. Sage skates quickly over the line, and he's knocked down by Kuntz, or at least stood up by Kuntz. And Lethbridge gets possession of the puck. Lethbridge now 0 for 4 with the man advantage, unable to cash in on a long two-man power play. Mark Kuntz. His pass misses his forward, so Finn touches it, icing the call on Lethbridge. The Lethbridge Hurricanes back in major junior hockey. Lethbridge history in junior hockey goes back to 1973, when at that time Swift Current moved to the Sportsplex. The Broncos stayed in Lethbridge until 1986, then they moved to Swift Current, and it was just a year between the time the Broncos left and the Wranglers moved in and became the Hurricanes. But I guess Lethbridge hockey, Bill, when you go back in time, one name is synonymous: Sutter.
There's a bunch of them that did play there. And,
all six.
They had some very successful franchises back in those days, and it's good to see a team still in Lethbridge. That's one place you hope that hockey never does leave. Although I will say this, that this Lethbridge team you're watching tonight played in Manitoba last weekend. They're playing in British Columbia this weekend, and they play in Saskatchewan next weekend. So you don't think there's a little travel involved.
They're giving true meaning to the Western Hockey League. They're all over the map. They'll be back in the USA in a couple of weeks. Really funny, they split their trip up. Most teams come here and play all 6 Western teams at one time. And here's New Westminster 2 hours from Seattle, and Lethbridge isn't going to play them this time. That's weird. Here's LeBrun, in over the line, stops, waits, holds, passes, and it's intercepted by a very tough Lethbridge team tonight. Terry Black, shot on goal, save Emu. He's hurt as he made the save, and he's slow to get up as Terry Black shot high on Emu, and it seems that's where they're shooting on him tonight. Barnes, one-handed, in over the line, back for Bingham, intercepted. Back comes Lethbridge as they go end-to-end. In over the bull line. Here's Heisey. He shoots. Saves. No, it's almost in the net. It's held onto. You can hear the Lethbridge bench, and you heard our first period guest Mark Kuntz say, we're shooting at every opportunity. They know that this goaltending of the Bruins tonight.
Well, here's Kelly Heisey with the shot. And I mean, once the word gets out that you've got some problems in net, guys at this level, players at this level can shoot the biscuit, and they can get that thing away in a hurry, and boy, they're going to fire at every opportunity they can. Now, in defense of Emu on that particular play, he was hurt a little bit just prior to that save, but you know, that one just about trickles through his pad.
Here's Kuntz at the left point, puts it to the corner. Jaques intercepts. Finn had it for a moment, lost it. Jaques, trouble in front of his own net, all tied up, gets it out. Pass collected by Spenrath through center ice. Spenrath stood up by another Lethbridge defenseman. This time Rob Kraus, and that's been happening all night. Bosch couldn't get that pass. Rennie intercepts and heads quickly back the other way. Steve Rennie tries to sneak in, and again unable to get it. I can't remember a game, Bill, which the Bruins have had so few chances from point-blank range.
You won't get many chances if you don't have a lot of intensity. It really takes something to break for the net, to bust for the net, to create and to make something happen. You know, Bruins are right now in a little bit of a tendency to kind of wait back for something to happen. The guy with the puck's got it, and he's looking around, waiting. The guy that doesn't have the puck is waiting for something to happen rather than making something happen. When this game's played well, it's played instinctively, and you really can't plan those moves. They happen naturally, and it's not happening for the Bruins.
Long pass collected by Wheatcroft, brings it in over the line. 5 different Hurricane players have scored goals tonight. It's been a well-balanced attack for them. Rawson, drop pass, shot, save. Goalie doesn't know where it is. Chappell followed up his rebound. More at the point, shot blocked. And quickly the Hurricanes get it out to center ice. Rawson. Chappell has it in his skates, shoots it in, hits the linesman. Hawes, centering pass, intercepted. Jayson Ruff, who's no relation to Lindy Ruff, but Lindy is a Lethbridge Broncos grad who made it to the NHL. Here's Rawson, shot, saved by Ferguson, who continues to play well when called upon. Jaques, save, rebound. Hope we didn't jinx him. Maybe we did. Hawes. Puck comes out to center ice. This is Chappell. Hawes brings it in over the line. Intercepted by Leahy, knocked out to center ice. Penalty coming up. I think it's another New West penalty because they had the puck when the whistle blew.
Well, we don't know who it's on, but you get a look out there at number 9, Clayton Chappell, a newcomer. You called his name a couple times tonight, Dad. He was a junior B player at Warman, Saskatchewan last year and ended up being Rookie of the Year in the Saskatchewan Junior B circuit. And, somebody they call a good corner man, plays tough in the corners. We'll see what the penalty call is right there. It looks like Hawes, and I still don't know what the penalty call was for. It looks like a cross-check.
Mike Hawes,
or a
2 minutes for slashing. The time, 6:56.
Bruins have taken 6 of the 7 minor penalties in this game, and maybe that's more of an illustration for Lethbridge coming in on the road, and what discipline. Only 1 penalty tonight. And that was for holding way back in the first period, and I can't remember it. Jaques knocks it off the glass and down the ice. 5-0 Hurricanes. It was 3-0 after 1. They got 2 more in the second. LeBrun behind the Lethbridge net. Puck loose there for a moment. And here quickly come the Hurricanes with Calvin Wiltshire. In over the line. It's offside. Bruins without Scott Daniels tonight with a bruised thigh. Darwin McPherson with a separated shoulder. Sage and Gregoire are playing hurt. Lethbridge tonight have Paul Epoch sidelined with a separated shoulder. He started the year with New West. Rich Weiss, their other 20-year-old, is also hurt, along with rookie Shane Mazutinik. So they started this Western trip with 21 players, and now they have 19. 3 injuries, and this is their 3rd game. 12:38 to go in the period. There's 2 scoreboards going here. One of them is unofficial time, and that's the one overhead. And it's quite a bit out of sync with the official time, which is way tucked into the corner at a different scoreboard used for minor hockey here at Queen's Park. We'd like to welcome the viewers watching in Lethbridge tonight, hoping you're enjoying your Hurricanes on the road. And why not tonight, leading 5-0. In over the line is Bassett, trying to center it. Puck loose, Wiltshire picks it up, plays it back here over to Berthelsen. Far point, in, centering it. Puck loose, Barnes gets possession, and he starts out for New West. Bruins still short-handed. Bit of a hit in the center ice area. Fans respond to that. They have not had much to cheer about tonight. Here come the Hurricanes with Kelly Enns. Right in on goal. Scores! Kelly Enns just followed and drove right to the net. And when you do that, sometimes good things happen.
Well, I want to say again, for a kid that they feel hasn't reached his potential in this league after being an extremely high-scoring midget, I don't know how you can play this much better. Come down the wing, end up breaking for the net. This is 12 red, and really, does he drive for the net? He goes right outside of Arndt. Puck
Number
again,
12, I believe.
typical kind of goal where a goalkeeper makes the original save, it ends up trickling or going through him.
8:24, the time of the goal, second of the night for Enns. And it's 6-0 now. Kelly Enns, a second-year player out of Calgary. And here he is again driving to the net. He'll take quite a slash from Arndt here, too.
He does. He gets it up on the arm. He gets the save, or the original shot on the net, just follows it right up. And again, you have to.
Scored by number 12, Kelly Enns. Assisted by number 25, Peter Bertelsen.
You have to wonder if that might have been saved.
8:24.
So it's 8:24, the time of the goal. Ends second of the night. Strong game.
You know, Dusty Emo, Dan, goes 5'8", 145 pounds, and there's a case where really maybe a little bit size kind of hurt him a little bit on a play like that, where really he just wasn't able to stand his own right in the goal, right in the net.
This Lethbridge team, keep in mind, has won only 3 road games in 23 tries, and here they have a 6-0 lead in the third period. Do you not think this is going to be one of their highlights of the year? And they're going to take the bus back after this game, Bill, a long time from New Westminster all the way to Lethbridge. That's what, 14, 15 hours? That'll be a much happier bus ride after this kind of victory.
Not only is it a win, a 2-pointer, but the way they're going about it, really the only thing in question at this point with 11 minutes left in the hockey game is, will it in fact be a shutout? And who would have thunk we'd be saying that prior to the start of the game? 6-0.
This is Finn trying to hit Spenrath with a pass. Rennie goes to the corner for it. Leahy can't get it out. Finn's long shot. Rebound. Ferguson holds on, stops the play. We get some rough stuff, and this is the first rough stuff really of the night. Jaques is in there trying to get something happening. But Bill, I can't help but thinking maybe it's a little too late for that.
Yeah, it's like trying to, how do they say, stop the horse from leaving the barn when he's already gone, trying to shut the gate when he's already left the barn. It's a little late to play like this. You kind of thought maybe this is the way the Bruins would come out and play the first period.
And after that game Friday night, there's a social get-together.
Oh, there'll be penalties here. Jaques is already in the penalty box. The Lethbridge gate is open.
Number 23 from Lethbridge is 2 minutes for cross-checking, and number 4 from New West for roughing.
Cross-checking, the minor penalty for Jayson, roughing for Steve Jaques. Here it is again. Ferguson led a rebound here, and that caused the commotion in front. And then Jaques came in from the point to try to stir things up, and that's why the faceoff will come outside the center ice. Boy, you know, we feel a little bit bad because it sounds like we're picking a little bit on the Bruins, but really they have struggled, and it's hard to find a real pleasant thing to say about the hockey club right now. But the only thing I can think of, Bill, is that these things so go much in spurts, and this team's liable to get on a tear the next game and get on a 3 or 4 game winning streak.
Oh, the potential's there. I mean, they have the ability to play, but I think they just have to play with much more intensity than they have. And then on top of everything, you got to get somebody in the nets that definitely can stop the puck. But, you know, I know Ray Woodley had the privilege of coaching him, and he is a fighter. He does come back. He comes back tough, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Ray still play some very good goal for this hockey club this year.
And I guess you cannot, even though it sounds like we're belaboring it, really, you can't put down the importance of strong goaltending. It can really lift a team or it can sag a team. And it's like starting pitching in baseball. If you don't get any of it, you're not going to win that many games.
Well, it would certainly seem to be a lot more appropriate if this game right now was about 6-4 or 6-5 for Lethbridge, but it's 6-0. Goaltending really aside, they haven't been able to put the puck in the net, and that's the most surprising thing about this game tonight.
That was one of their better chances right there with Finn putting it wide, the newcomer, Sean Finn. And now they tie it up on the boards to stop the play. Lethbridge with 9 boys in their lineup who are from Calgary. A good representation in this game as you see Finn's shot go wide of the net, but
great
positioning is very good.
You're going to shoot, you're going to miss the goaltender at that point. Your chances are you're going to miss the net.
If you missed it, the Bruins made a trade with Victoria earlier in the week, sending Doneau Menard and Jeff Kitsch to the Cougars for a 15-year-old listed player now in the BC Junior Hockey League with one to Fuca, Kevin Robertson, who I'm told is a fine prospect for the future here. Now back the other way for Lethbridge, a shot just goes off goaltender Emu as Wiltshire took the shot, and back the other way comes LeBrun. Teams at 5 aside. LeBrun trying to get in around the defense, centering pass, and it goes by the left or the Bruin forward, streaking in. Back comes Lethbridge. Kelly ends, looking for his hat trick, and he stops Emu stops that shot with his blocker. And back comes New Westminster. Arndt, pass for LeBrun. Leahy giving a chase for a loose puck. Barnes. 8:45 to go. Barnes in over the blue line. Puck goes to the corner. Team's in full strength now as those penalties are over. Here's a 2-on-1. Long pass doesn't click. The Bruins were caught on a bit of a change there. Icing was waved off as the Hurricanes get to the puck first. Ruff from behind the net, centering it. Puck loose in the scramble. Big pile up there, but they hold the puck out this time.
It's funny, we're hearing the teams say shoot, shoot all the time, and the teams are shooting, as you said earlier. They're trying to shoot up high, but a lot of the pucks that have been going in the net have been going down at ice level right around the goalkeeper's feet, and that's exactly where the Lethbridge player tried to put that one.
I know we mentioned this at the front of the telecast, but maybe it even has more impact now. Lethbridge is probably the only team we have broadcast coming in here for the 5 or so years that we've been doing it that have come in with A, not one 20-year-old hockey player, and B, not one player who's ever been drafted by an NHL team. Then you look at the scoreboard and you see 6-0, and I'm shaking my head.
Quite unbelievable, but let's not take anything away from this Lethbridge team. I mean, they have played well here tonight. They played as well as the Bruins have allowed them to play.
Jay Moore, 2 minutes per slashing. The time, 11:38.
See if we pick up the slash here. Good little bit of work right there, but look where he tries to put the puck. He tries to shuffle it down low. Jayson Ruff came out of the corner with it, and then he just absolutely mauled in front of the net.
So the Bruins again shorthanded. Lethbridge 0 for 5 with the man advantage on their 6th power play of the night. Our next telecast is 2 weeks from now when the Bruins play another Eastern Division team, the Prince Albert Raiders. The Hurricanes general manager is Wayne Simpson. And Wayne was the New West Bruins director of player development until he took this most recent job on November 1st of this season, and he is the brother of New York Islanders coach Gerry St. Both Terry and Wayne were involved with the Prince Albert team when they won the Memorial Cup a couple years back. Puck centered by Lethbridge. Now here comes Rennie back the other way. Spenrath in over the blue line. Spenrath shot stopped by that guy there, Jeff Ferguson, who is 7.5 minutes away from a shutout, and right now our #1 star of the game. In over the line, shot. Emu turns that one aside. He came out well to make that save as Peter Schmidt stopped it. Now the Bruins take a long shot from their own blue line as they were trying to ice the puck, but it ended up being right on the target. Now controlling it is Bryan Bosch. I asked Ferguson prior to the game. He comes up to me and he says, "Which net is ours?" He's never been in this building before. I said, "It's that one over there, the one you're in looking at." He says, "I don't know about this building. I'm not sure I can play well here." He's got a shutout going for him. 7 minutes left. Now you turn the clocks back 1 decade. Could you imagine one goalie coming back here in the mid-70s saying, "I've never heard of this building before"?
Teams feared this building. There were many times that teams would, going back, like you say, to the mid-70s, and I honestly feel teams would have rather mailed this club 2 points than show up and play, because it was extremely tough to play in this building. But again, you had that high intensity level, and you know that the wall was going to be a big part of the action that night, and you really had a price to pay to come in here, and boy, if a team didn't win, you better be prepared to really, in some cases, literally fight to get off the ice.
Spread out, group, spread out. Just 24 seconds left in Jay Moore's penalty. The only part about Lethbridge and their game tonight is I haven't really been that impressed with their power play. They haven't had that many chances, and they've had on their power play. There's a chance. Stopped by Emu. And now Barnes has it. Overskated it. Lost it. Bruins get it back with LeBrun. Penalty's over. Moore back on the ice. LeBrun, he can shoot, but he goes all the way, and a good poke check by the goaltender Ferguson. LeBrun tried to go all the way. And Ferguson, what a heads-up play, poke checking that puck away. Bassett waiting for his team to complete a change. Brought in offside. That was very close to being onside, but the linesman right there says Kelly Enns preceded himself in over the bull line.
Well, he did exactly what you have to do, the goalkeeper did. Watch, what's LeBrun's mishandling the puck in there. He had just a little bit of trouble with the defenseman behind him, and just a great poke check by Jeff Ferguson.
It takes great timing, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. You have to know that the guy's having trouble with the guy, the defenseman, who's checking him. And as soon as Ferguson had a look and saw that LeBrun was having a little bit of trouble with the defenseman from behind, he reached up and stick checked him, and that was exactly what he had to do.
Hurricanes here have been called for too many men on the ice. So New Westminster on a power play. Only their second man advantage opportunity of the night. They trail 6-0 with 5:50 to go. And right now they're just thinking about breaking the shutout. Spenrath to Rennie. Spenrath in the corner. Point, Jaques doesn't get it. Shot out. Look how quick the Hurricanes make the change. Two new forwards out on the ice. Ruff and Leahy. Back they have Darren Stolk and Peter Berthelsen. Jaques scores! Oh, there goes the shutout. 5:26 left. Steve Jaques scores for New Westminster. And a power play goal gets him on the scoreboard.
This is a great shot. And really, he puts it in what place you probably beat the goaltender. High to the stick side. Right up there, just underneath the crossbar, up in the attic. And that's just a great shot. Jaques really got a lot on that, and it was a wrist shot, and it was moving. He may have been screened ever so slightly, but Jaques really let it go.
Only his 6th goal of the year, but a good shot, and he's had a good year for New Westminster on defense.
Well, I said before the game that here's a guy who's playing defense, a very tough position, and one the Bruins have had some problems in lately, and he's still plus 15.
Bruins' first goal scored by number 4, Steve Jaques, unassisted. The time, 14:01.
All right, it is 6-1 for Lethbridge now, as the Bruins spoil the shutout. A rarity in the Western League. But they got a long way to go before they spoil the party. There's a long shot that goes wide. Knocked out to Leahy at center ice. Gets it back again, in on Moore. Left the puck sitting there in the corner. Wheatcroft tried to get it. Now Hawes for the New West Bruins to the bull line. Taken off the stick by Berthelsen.
Oh, just beautiful.
Berthelsen. Wheatcroft missed him with a pass. Moore backhands it off. Two-line pass offside.
We'll get a look at Jake's goal again. Now he's fighting off some traffic in there. It doesn't look like the goalkeeper's screen there. He's just beat by a high shot. Here's prior to this, what a shift by young Peter Berthelsen on the blue line for Lethbridge. Man, he just handled the puck handled the man so well. Again, a third look at the goal by Jaques. He keeps his feet moving. That's the important thing there, to get away from the checks. He kept those feet pumping, ended up with a good shot.
Here's Barnes cutting in, shot, save, and turned to the corner. They've added an assist to Jake's goal. Jay Moore has been credited with an assist.
Go, work hard, guys.
But it was Jake's great shot that really caused the goal. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left. Third period, Lethbridge 6, New Westminster 1. Dan Russell with Bill Wells at Queen's Park Arena. Hoping you enjoyed our telecast tonight. After the game, we'll select our game star, and we'll be interviewing him. Jaques with possession of Bingham. He had played his minor hockey at Grandview. Pat Bingham scored his first ever WHL goal here in a Kamloops uniform. Jake's shot goes wide. Jaques doesn't know the puck's come back to the blue line. He was taking his man out. Finn has it for New Westminster. Knibbs has a chance to shoot. Save. And Coots clears the rebound to the corner. Barnes squeezed out of the play. Knibbs, Barnes, Coots, and another Hurricane there. And the boards, and they tie it up, stop the play.
You know, you're not used to winning very much, Dad, when you hear the coach from the Lethbridge team yell out, hey, we've 4 minutes left, let's not lose it now. When you're winning 6-1 with 4 left in the...
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag with 4 left in the period. But, you know, I don't think this Lethbridge team, I haven't got the stats on it, but I don't think they'd be guilty of 6 giveaways in their own end all night. They've been so sound back there. They've won a lot of battles for loose pucks like this one right here. And once they've got possession of it, they just haven't handed it away.
Rennie has the puck. Trying to come out from behind the net. Coots has it. Puck all tied up. In there is Basson. Basson comes out with the puck.
Hustle, you got it, Kelly.
Kelly Enns has it. Shoots it in. Giving chase is Wiltshire. Wiltshire had 44 goals with Red Deer in the Alberta Junior League last year. Played well here tonight, too. Troy Arndt. Now Rennie in over the blue line. Spenrath. Troy Arndt trying to center it. Steve Rennie giving chase there. Wiltshire just content to get it out to center ice with 2:05 to go. Moore backhands it in. The Bruins are making a change. 6-1 for the Hurricanes. The last place team in the East, putting on a good show at Queen's Park Arena. Maybe the best Lethbridge victory of the year, although we're not that familiar with their hockey club. This will be one of the top ones, though. In over the line. Here come the Bruins. To the corner, Chappell. Now to Rawson. Hawes is there as well. Chappell behind the goal, trying to get possession of the puck. Rawson and Hawes banging away at it. They scored! The Bruins, hard work behind the net, and they able to center it. And I think Lethbridge a little unhappy with allowing 2 late goals here. I'm sure they wanted the shutout, but good hard work with Chappell and Rawson and Sage.
Well, all 3 of them in there deep looking for the puck, and it looks like Chappell was the one that does backhand it into the net. We see the beach balls on the ice again, and we know that happened here not too long ago. The team was assessed a minor penalty for that, but I think that's Chappell's first goal with the Bruins this year.
We'll wait for the announcement. It is indeed his first point, and another penalty is coming up here.
Bruins' second goal scored by number 9, Clayton Chappell. Assisted by number 11, Scott Rawson. The time 18:28.
So now the Bruins touch the puck, and here's another penalty for high sticking, and it comes at 18:48. Jaques, the penalized player. Here's the goal again from behind the net. Chappell scoring his first goal in a new West Bruin uniform.
It's not often that Lethbridge has been guilty of allowing the Bruins to come away from the boards like that, right there. They just allowed Chappell to walk right out to the front, put the puck in, and goalkeeper without a helmet or without a mask on there, didn't see how that got knocked off. It was kind of a collision. But when you do let the team come away from the wall with a puck like that, you'll often end up paying a price.
Number 4, Steve Jaques, 2 minutes for high sticking. The time 18:48.
There's 1:06 left in the third period. Lethbridge, who led 3-0 after 1, 5-0 after 2, built up a 6-0 lead midway through this period. Now lead 6-2, and they're on their 6th power play of the night. They'll be content just to keep the puck down here. Now we're in the game's final minute. And a chance at the side of the goal is intercepted by Moore, and he starts back the other way. Jay Moore in over the blue line. Holds the puck in the corner. Tied up with LeBrun. Coots is in there, and now the Hurricanes get possession. They start out of their own zone. 40 seconds left in the third period. Terry Black, their captain, cutting in on goal. Right in! And he never got a shot away, and a big, heavy check at the side of the net draws a penalty for Steve Rennie, and it's interference.
Well, this is one of the things I like about Rennie is, and I said between periods, boy, he does come to play. Watch the back checking on the right side of your screen that Rennie does right here. You keep your eye on that post right there. Now, he's taking his man right into the net. Now, to me, that's a good penalty. That's what you like to see. The next time the guy is going for the net, looking for a pass, he's going to hold back, put the brakes on a little bit. Hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be taken into the wall as hard as that. That's pretty good from young Steve Rennie.
2 minutes for cross-checking. The time, 19:29.
We'll look at that one more time from another angle, reverse angle.
There's a couple mix-up. Again, the guy trying to put the puck right through the goalkeeper low, but that's the end of the penalty, as you see. Looks like Kelly Heisey was dumped there by Rennie, and he's serving his 2 minutes with 27 seconds left in the third period and the hockey game.
Sean LeBrun, figures to be drafted this year, and shot the puck around the boards. Puck goes behind the net. Back at the blue line, there's a shot that goes wide. 8 seconds left in the third period. Puck's underneath some people, and the whistle goes with 5 seconds left. At least one thing I'd like to say is that a junior hockey crowd is a loyal crowd. They don't leave early. Not that many people have left, and there's 5 seconds left, and the visiting team is leading 6-2.
There's a kid that's had an awfully good hockey game. I've been very impressed with Peter Bertelson's poise. Boy, he's done some nice things. He's fended off some forecheckers with one hand in his own zone, handled the puck beautifully, made the great breakout pass. And for a guy that's only scored 1 goal all last year, he's still pretty valuable.
Just a second left on the clock, and now the buzzer sounds, and the Lethbridge Hurricanes have defeated the New Westminster Bruins with a solid effort at Queen's Park Arena tonight by a score of 6-2. And it looked like for a while they were going to shut them out until late in the third period. A big win for Lethbridge, a very bad loss, I think, for the New West Bruins. And it's back to the drawing board for Coach John Van Horlick and the Bruins. And I feel sorry for Coach John Van Horlick because I know that he's working very hard to get this team going. But he's had a real tough time getting this club playing the kind of hockey they were playing early in the year.
Well, intensity is one of the toughest things to coach. In fact, I'm really not too sure how successful you can be in coaching intensity. I mean, it's not a case of them, you know, dominating this Lethbridge team in any area tonight. As a matter of fact, I thought we'll pick up the shots here, third period.
Hurricanes 11. Ladies and gentlemen,
14-11 were the shots on goal.
Go ahead.
I said earlier, Dan, that I thought a lot of the problems that the Bruins were having were behind their own blue line. Now, they continued tonight. Anytime you give up 6 goals the way they did, you know you've got problems behind your own blue line. But tonight, it seemed like they also had problems in the Lethbridge end. I can't believe this Lethbridge team is as good as they showed tonight. And I don't mean to take anything away from the Lethbridge Hockey Club. They played very, very well. But it seemed like the Bruins could never establish anything in the Lethbridge end, and consequently, when you play poorly in your end and not well in the other team's end, you end up losing 6-0 with 3 minutes left in the game.
The final shot totals were 37-36 for Lethbridge, and that's the reason we picked Jeff Ferguson as our first star up here. He did have a shutout to the late going of the third period. As you mentioned, 5.5 minutes left, and he was shutting them out, but ends up stopping 35 out of 37.
Shutouts are sometimes the toughest thing to get in junior hockey. They're tough to get at any time, but to get a shutout at this level is just for some reason or other. There's tons of games that end up with a goal going in the net in the last couple minutes to break a shutout. But no, the kid did play very, very well.
All right, that was our first star, Jeff Ferguson. He's standing by. We'll tell you about the other 2 stars before we talk with Jeff, though. Our second star will be Mark Kuntz, who I thought came back here, and you said it once during the telecast, played better in this building in a Lethbridge uniform than he had at any time in a New West uniform. He had a strong game tonight.
I thought he really dominated, and he, for the first time, to me anyway, in the games that I've seen, I thought he really demonstrated and showed the poise that you look for in a Memorial Cup championship defenseman.
And the third star with 2 goals tonight, Kelly Enns, and he drove to the net on both of them. And I don't know what his statistics totally are this year, but if he plays hockey like this every night, he's going to be a good player.
He is a good player. And I'd like to also mention, honorable mention tonight, I thought Sean LeBrun might have been the best Bruin on the ice. He was asked to go back and play defense and did it well. And later on in the game, he ended up moving up front. And he's a valuable player to the Bruins.
All right, again, our third star is Kelly Enns. Our second star, Mark Kuntz. And now our first star, Jeff Ferguson, the goaltender for the Lethbridge Hurricanes. We congratulate both you and your hockey club, Jeff, on a great victory here at Queen's Park Arena.
Well, thank you. It was a big win. We know this is our third game in 3 nights, and we lost the other 2 and we needed a win here.
Nothing intimidating about this building, too. You asked me prior to the game, where's our net? You had never been in here before.
No, this is my first time out to New West.
You
actually.
sure found the net once you got it, and you sure kept everything out of it for most of the night.
It was, you know, the guys really helped control the rebounds for me. All I really had to do was make the first save a lot of the time, and that helps a lot. When my defensemen clear the puck like that, I really have no problems.
You were deserving of a shutout. It did not come. How disappointing was that not getting it?
Well, I was a little disappointed, I guess, but you know, it's pretty tough to get shutouts in this hockey, and really I'm just happy to get the win. You know, we needed the win bad.
We just saw on the monitor a poke check you made on Sean LeBrun right near the end too. You were still preserving your shutout at that point.
Yeah, well, Sean came in. I guess he went through a defenseman's legs, I think, or something, and he had his head down a bit when he came in on me, so I saw the chance to poke check him.
Okay, we're looking at another save here on our monitor here on Stu Barnes. He got in. I thought your position was good tonight, as good as it's been any goalie we've seen here at Queen's Park this year. How did you feel about your positions?
I was really happy with that. I thought I didn't give him a whole lot of net to shoot at a lot of the time. Played in Kamloops a couple nights ago, and I really had problems with the rink. And you know, it's a small building, but this is a little bigger, and it's a little bit more like our ice surface. And you know, it helps a lot if you can cut down the net a bit.
All right, our color commentator Bill Wilms has a couple of questions for you.
Jeff, it's we were told prior to the game that from a technical standpoint, you might not be the most sound goalie, and that from a reflex standpoint, you are extremely sound, as you showed us tonight. How important is it, with all the goaltending coaches we have now and so on and so forth, how important do you feel it is to be technically sound, or can a goaltender get away with just playing by reflex?
Well, I think it's you know, you say I'm a reflex goalie, so I don't know what I should say here, but I think it's pretty important as you go up, because the shooters get better, and I think you know, sometimes reflexes won't make up for that, and I think it helps to be a little technical sound as well. But right now, you know, my reflexes are getting me by, I gotta say, and I don't know, like tonight I thought I was technically sound.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in fact, all the replays that we showed, your positioning was excellent. That's why I wondered about that. I got to ask you about the Steve Jaques goal, the first one that beat you. He came over, put some pretty good wood on the shot, and it beat you up high to the stick side. Were you screened at all on that one?
I wasn't screened at all. I think what happened when the shot came through, I think it might have hit off a defenseman's stick. You know, you guys probably see it better up there. That's what it looked like to me, and it seemed like it changed directions on me, and I just got a piece of it with the top handle of my stick.
And we got to ask you on the second goal, how did you lose your face mask?
One of their guys, actually, near the end of the game, they were getting pretty chippy, and I was getting shots, and this time a guy came in front of me and ripped my mask off when the puck was behind the net, and when the mask was going down, I couldn't see, and that's when I guess I shot it in.
Obviously, Jeff, that's our first look at your hockey club this year, but I'd like to know where this rates on the Lethbridge list of great victories, because if you guys play like this every night, you don't belong in the standings where you are.
Well, it's been a tough season for us. We've had a lot of, you know, one-goal games and stuff, and we've been playing pretty hard, but anytime you win a game on the road, you know, it's got to be up there on the big wins in your list.
Were you surprised at all at how easy it was?
Well, you know, I don't know if you can say it was easy, but, you know, I thought, I got to say I was expecting a little more out of New West. They just didn't seem very excited about the game tonight. You know, maybe it's because they heard about our scores the last couple of games. You know, I don't know, and, you know, our record in the standings, but...
well, let me tell you, that's one of the best efforts we've seen from a visiting team in here. I thought you guys were superb in your own end. I don't think we can count 6 or 7 giveaways that your club had inside your own blue line. You handled the wall well, and you broke out beautifully.
Yeah, Mark Kuntz had a strong game back here, too.
Oh, Kunzi's really helped us,
yeah.
No doubt.
Well, I'm sure that'll make the bus ride a little nicer, Jeff.
For sure, it's a long one.
Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a real fine outing tonight.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Jeff Ferguson, our #1 star. And we're going to look at the summary here of the third period, and then we're going to wrap things up as the Lethbridge Hurricanes score the first goal of the third period, making it 6-0 before Jaques and Kitsch come back with a couple of goals in the late going.
We want to correct that. That's not Kitsch. He's long gone.
I'm just reading Kitsch's name there. Clayton Chappell.
Clayton Chappell.
#9.
Yeah, but it really wasn't a particularly good a good effort from the Bruins standpoint. We know that. Here is a good goal, however. Jaques really, by keeping his feet moving the way he did, ended up eluding the checker that was chasing him and ripped it into that upper corner, and that was certainly a bright spot. But, you know, Dan, we look at Lethbridge on the schedule. I got to be honest with you, when I knew we were going to be doing this team, it was we were looking forward to doing an Eastern team, but certainly we thought it might be a lot easier than it would have been tonight for the newest Bruins. So it's very, very surprising from that standpoint that Lethbridge did come in here and take the 2 points off the Bruins, who we thought were a very lethargic club again, and they got to play with a little more intensity.
I have to ask you this. Do you think John Van Horlick's in trouble?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. There's just far too much potential at this point in the hockey club. I would hate to think that his position is so, you know, tenuous that you lose a couple games, you're gonna lose your job. I mean, after all, they are 3-3 in their last 6 games, so that's a positive sign. I'd hate to see this club you know, go 6 or 7 or another 8 games without a loss, because I do think they have a lot of potential, Dan. I think everybody in the building realizes that. I think the owner realizes that. Ron Dixon, I think, is a very fair man in his judgment of hockey. He told us before this season started that he felt he had a real crackerjack hockey club here, and they came out of the slot playing as well as that. So, you know, I don't think he's in trouble at this point, although it certainly was a game I thought they should have won.
All right, well, we'll see you here in a couple of weeks, and hopefully the Bruins will have a few more wins under their belt at that time, and our next telecast will be a game the Bruins play against the Prince Albert Raiders. My thanks to our production crew tonight. We have Paul Bertel, our producer-director. We'd like to thank our fine Western 4 staff, who will be here many more times throughout the season for hockey at Queen's Park Arena. My thanks again for watching. 6-2, the final. Lethbridge defeats the New Westminster Bruins. On behalf of Bill Wells, this is Dan Russell saying so long from Queen's Park Arena in New Westminster.